Good evening, guys. We have a cell that we're currently watching here in Monroe County in far southeastern Michigan that has developed a little bit of rotation on it as it heads toward the Lake Erie area. So, right now, the storm is sitting just over Monroe, just to the south of Monroe. We're talking LaSalle, South Monroe, right along I 75 between Telegraph and I 75. It will not be on shore, or it won't be on land very much longer. But as you can see here, we have this pretty pronounced hook, as we like to call it here, with this storm. It has some radar indicated rotation. Currently, no warnings in effect, and it's about to go on to Lake Erie. However, we wanted to hop on here and warn you guys, for those of you who live on the lake shore, yet again, we had one brief potential funnel cloud up to the north today, closer to Detroit Beach, those areas, Woodland Beach. So we wanted to hop on here and give you guys a heads up in case something were to happen here. We have an environment favorable for funnel clouds and also some tornadoes today. Again, this is a potential rotating storm with potential for a funnel cloud or perhaps a touchdown over the Monroe area. As you can see, the red and greens where they meet here, which is just south of Monroe. About to head on to Lake Erie. The Lake Erie shoreline is right here, so not even about a mile or two away from that. We have this storm here presenting itself. So currently no warnings in effect, but we wanted to hop on here and grab your attention just in case something were to happen. Looking at the wide spectrum of things, we're going to zoom out really quickly and take a peek. We have another cell behind this one currently between Britain and Dundee. That cell just fired up in the past 20 minutes, and we're also going to watch that one as it tracks into a similar environment. So this storm may start to try to produce some rotation. Nothing yet on that storm, but we'll have to watch that closely. Zooming out back further into Hillsdale County, back into the Branch County and St. Joseph County, we do have isolated cells that have popped up. Again, nothing severe at this time yet, but the environment does remain favorable for severe hail and severe wind. And again, later tonight, closer to the midnight time frame, we're tracking another round coming in from the southwest side near the Kalamazoo area. That could present itself in the form of a squall line, which could have some pretty good winds. So a very active day already with at least two potential areas for tornadoes up in the thumb of Michigan. We had Carlton and Monroe County get rocked pretty good earlier. I know there was a funnel cloud over the Stony Point area in Monroe County, and now we have these thunderstorms beginning to develop once again in southern Michigan. So take a peek at the velocities now. It looks like it had weakened, and it looks like it's trying to regain some strength here as it heads toward the lake shore. This is as of 2 minutes ago. And we can see where the green and the red are meeting is the potential area for rotation. We can see the little bit of a hook right here with some inflow right there. So where we get that inflow meeting the hook, so right about in here would be your area of interest, just to the east of Monroe and South Monroe. So again, we're tracking this. Again, it's about to go into Lake Erie. So those of you in Monroe County are the ones who need to be on alert. And we have, again, another storm heading that way. We're going to watch that closely for any particular rotation as well. That is an old image. We're going to switch back to the different radar. That radar seems to be down right now. So yeah, that's what we got going on. Go ahead and just kind of track this until it's offshore. We may hang around and track the storm behind it. Currently, nothing is warned or nothing is rotating with that storm between. It's basically about to enter Dundee. So if you're in Dundee or along M50 there, Ida, Petersburg, maybe even, that storm is just going to produce some heavy rain, maybe a rubble of thunder right now. We'll have to watch as it gets closer to the lake for any potential tornadic or rotation activity with that. So any questions, guys? I see we have a ton of comments coming in here, so I'll go ahead and get this straight away for you. Cold water, anything over cold water. So right now in cold water, go ahead and switch back to our radar product. Zoom back over here. Cold water, no, you don't have anything over you, but you do have some cells off to your west-southwest that could impact you. So be prepared for that. And again, severe wind and hail are going to be the main threats, with an isolated tornado possible, but we don't expect there to be a widespread tornado threat. It will remain isolated in nature. All right, more questions, guys? No severe threat to Southwest Michigan. So Mason, we do have a severe threat in Southwest Michigan in the form of wind and hail. The models are picking up on a squall line that's going to be strongest in Southwest Michigan. It'll push along the I-94 corridor. We expect it to weaken as it pushes east. So the highest severe threat is going to be over by Kalamazoo, Battle Creek. If you know where I-69 is, in south of I-94. So basically anywhere to the west of Coldwater has the highest threat. We don't expect it to continue east for very long after Coldwater. If it does, it may pose a severe threat, but the highest threat will be to the west of Coldwater, south of I-94. Oakland County, I would say, as of right now, you're in the clear for Oakland County. There could be a potential pop-up that impacts you, but right now you are clear for the night. Tomorrow, severe weather. Steve, we are talking severe weather in the far southeast corner of Michigan. We currently are watching, in particular, the 4 southernmost counties. So Washtenaw County, Wayne County, Lenawee County, and Monroe County. The Storm Prediction Center went ahead and updated the day 2 risk to include those counties. But everywhere else in the state is under the gun for thunderstorms. But the severe threat looks to be tied to the far southeast corner of the state tomorrow. Monroe was crazy now with the downpour. Yeah, downpour, probably some good winds in there too in spots. The rotation still is showing up on radar here. It's just definitely an interesting day today. We did not expect this to be a very tornadic day, and we've had at least 2 potential areas, maybe 3. So just with the nature of storms today, we wanted to hop on here and start tracking this before anything were to happen. So that's why you see us live here. We animate. You can see that the red meeting green there is indicative of rotation. So definitely just wanted to hop on here and give you guys the early warning on this in case something were to happen. Monroe, currently you are, I'll go ahead and say Monroe proper, you are in the clear. It looks like this area of interest is now crossed onto Lake Erie, but we did have an area of rotation now just to the west of Monroe, kind of track towards South Monroe and onto Erie. So right now it appears that you guys are all clear. We do have a secondary storm coming. It's currently over Dundee, Petersburg, and Ida. That's heading down M50. That could, I'm not saying it is or it will, but it could, being the environment we are in, start to spin as we get closer to Lake Erie. We're going to watch that closely. We'll probably stay on here and track that just to be safe. But yeah, for Monroe right now, you're all clear from the storm that we were concerned about. And that could still produce water spouts on Lake Erie there as that continues on to Erie towards the Ohio area, Sandusky area. In Milan, once again, we are just ignoring the alarms. They are a joke. Is Milan activating their sirens again? If they are, it shouldn't be. Milan is not in the path of this. I'm not sure why Monroe County issued or sounded their sirens in the entire county earlier. The threat earlier was tied specifically to the Carlton over to the Stony Point area. So anywhere south of that did not need a warning or need sirens. Amanda in Three Rivers. Well, first off, downriver for Teresa, you should be clear of severe weather today or tonight. Some more storms are possible, particularly south of I-94, and pop-ups are also possible anywhere in the state, just the environment we are in. Severe weather is possible, but not looking likely for downriver right now. For Three Rivers, we're looking at a severe threat later tonight. Centered around midnight, we have a squall line pushing in that could bring some severe weather for you guys there in Three Rivers. White Lake and Oakland County, you should be clear for the night. But again, anywhere in the state, being that we are in a high Cape, high instability environment, storms could pop up at random, so be prepared. But right now, looking at the radar around the state, there's nothing, which is an encouraging sign. So we do have some more storms developing down by the Coldwater into the Angola, Indiana area, back into Hillsdale County, pushing into Lenawee. And then we also have this storm. Now looks like it's re-intensifying over Lake Erie. It might be a water spout about to form on the Erie for those of you who live on the lakeshore. We just had a special weather statement come in for Hillsdale County for the storms that are entering Hillsdale. Those are going to be for 30 miles per hour or 30 mile per hour winds and 1/4 inch size hail. See a lot of comments coming in here, so I'm sorry if I'm taking a while to get to them. Monroe County, Waterford later. So anywhere north of I-94 is a isolated chance of pop-up storms with a potential severe threat. The severe threat right now looks to stay around the I-94 corridor and south from now until overnight. St. Joseph County, Union City, Branch County, Union City, everybody who I mentioned there, St. Joseph County as well. Everybody there has a severe threat tonight. Macomb, St. Joseph, Macomb County, you should be in the clear for now. But again, anywhere north of 94, there is a slight chance of a pop-up thunderstorm, which could be severe. Again, wind and hail are your main threats. An isolated tornado is possible, but not looking likely at this point. The threat for tornadoes seems to be tied closer to Canada, Lake Erie. So again, looking on radar really quickly, we can see this area where the red and green are meeting. This is indicative of rotation. Now, good thing is now over water and not affecting anybody on land. So anybody on the lakeshore south of Monroe, even in Monroe, like Sterling State Park, back up to the Story Point or Stony Point again, if you look off the lake, you may see a water spout or something ongoing there. That is a pretty good signature right there of potential rotation and also a potential water spout there. Interesting feature. So it's a good thing that is moved over Lake Erie. It does not pose a threat to any land or civilians, although the boaters out there, people on the lake, will need to keep an eye out for the storm. Classic supercell shape with the hook coming around here. So I would not be surprised if this is a water spout ongoing over Lake Erie just offshore of Monroe. Yeah, take a look at that. That's a pretty tight couplet there. Not strong by any means, but it's definitely noticeable. And again, the storm back here over Dundee, we're taking a peek at that. It's just starting to get its act together, so that may start to spin. As of right now, it's not spinning. We'll have to watch that since that's heading into the same general environment. I have to watch that in close monitor. And also the storms back here in Hillsdale have the special weather statement for 30-mile-per-hour winds, and also how do I say this? One quarter inch size hail. So 0.25. Severe hail is over 1 inch, and this is 0.25. So pea-sized hail, essentially. All right, more questions. Romeo, you're in the clear. Storm coming to Hudson now. Yeah, Hudson, you are going to be in the pretty good storm here. It might split you to the north depending on how these storms continue east. If you animate it, they're looking a little bit, mostly east, maybe with a little bit southward movement. You may get clipped, Hudson. It could also fill in there, and you'll get some rain at the very least. But the storm looks like the bulk of it's going to go over Rowland, maybe closer to Addison here. Addison's over here somewhere there. There's Addison. So go and leave that radar image up. Thunder and Hudson now. All right, not surprising. Houghton Lake, no, you should be in the clear for now, barring anything popping up north of 94. St. Joseph, Paris, you need to be on the alert for severe storms later on tonight. We have a potential squall line that the models are indicating will move through along the 94 corridor after or around midnight. So St. Joseph County, you should be on alert later on this evening. Richland, Augusta, you are just north of 94 there. I'd still be on alert just in case that northern fringe of that squall line is riding 94. You may have a storm later on this evening worth looking for. You're close enough to 94 to say to keep alert, stay alert. Newport did get hit pretty bad earlier, along with Carlton. I do believe there was some damage in Stony Point as well. For some trees that got blown over. There was definitely a funnel cloud there, but I don't have any reports or anything that touched down. There's a lot of rain in Dundee now. Okay, that would line up pretty good with radar. Thunder in Ecorse, really dark. Milan, Michigan. Hi, Patricia. You're asking for Milan? If you're asking for Milan, you're in the clear for now, but some isolated storms remain possible. There is a boundary that is set up, an outflow boundary from earlier storms that could focus some more development along it, which stretches from Monroe up to, we'll say, Jackson, that particular area. So we're watching this evening closely along Lenawee, Washtenaw, Wayne, and Monroe counties, and again, southwestern Michigan later on this evening. Niles and Edwardsburg later on this evening, Tim. Be prepared right around midnight, we're going to say, for a squall line potential. Berry County, you're north of 94 there. I'd definitely keep an eye out, but you should be far enough north away from the squall line. Carlton, Newport, right now you guys are in the clear. There is a storm over Dundee heading into the LaSalle and Milan areas. We'll go ahead and take a peek at those really quick. So the storm that we're worried about was in Monroe, which is now off onto Erie. It is rotating and potentially producing a waterspout briefly, but the storm behind it is affecting Dundee and Ida mainly right now. Stretches anywhere from London, maybe, and then we do have some more development to the south here toward Erie. But Carlton right now, you should be clear, maybe a few sprinkles, but you should be clear from this storm. Later on this evening, more development is possible, but at this point, it's pretty scattered in nature. So the SPC went ahead and issued a new outlook for day one, keeping Michigan right around 96, I-96 and south in a severe risk through the overnight hours. We'll go ahead and take a peek at that and see what the risks are that they're thinking. We're going to guess probably wind and hail, but I would not be surprised if they put a 2%, a small chance of a tornado happening, just because the environment today has been very conducive to rotating thunderstorms. All right, more questions here. I'm about 3 minutes behind on questions, guys, so give me a second. We've definitely needed the rain. Hi from GR. Monroe have a chance of storms overnight. Yes, you guys have a chance of storms overnight. Pouring in Dundee. That's the second person who said that. Adrian going to get hit. So taking a peek at Adrian for our Adrian folks, we do have a storm heading into Rollin. You are going to be in the path of this cell, and if it continues on its east-southeast track, Clayton, Rollin, anywhere between Medina, Seneca, Fairfield, Jasper, Sand Creek, Adrian, if it continues, Palmyra, Blissfield, Riga, you're in the path of this cell. If it continues on a more easterly track, it would track mainly through Adrian, Raisin Township there, Deerfield, but that's going to be probably on the northern fringe of that storm. We do have the possibility of more development, and I would not be surprised if something gets issued here for Lenawee, just because this storm is starting to produce some hail. If that continues to intensify, Lenawee may need a special weather statement or a warning issued for hail, at least for that. The storm over Erie has now prompted a special marine warning. They quote, the hail is less than severe size and wind is also less than severe. They don't mention the possibility of a waterspout, although the potential is definitely there, as we see the green meeting red there, and that's heading right into the Sandusky area. The storm over Dundee that we're kind of watching closely here is still looking like a ordinary thunderstorm. It does not have any rotation in it, so that's a very good sign. Well, hopefully that continues as it tracks toward Monroe. But if you live in Lenawee, Monroe, Hillsdale right now, even into a branch in St. Joseph counties, you have some scattered development here where severe weather is possible. All right, more questions. Just hopped on. You mentioned Richland, Augusta. All right. We try to get to everybody, but if we do miss you, we apologize. Melissa, send those in to us if you got pictures. We want to see those. We have a lot of good structured pictures from storms today. Grand Rapids, you are in a severe threat tonight, according to the SPC. The models indicate closer to 94 could be the better area for severe weather, and that's what we kind of think here at MSC. Although that they do extend that severe threat all the way up to Grand Rapids, to the I-96 corridor, over to Flint, and then areas south of there. So similar to what we had on Wednesday night when we had that risk for south of 96. So, but I think the best potential is going to be closer to the 94 corridor. Why so many storms this week, Travis? You asked. So we have a warm/cold front. We can also call it a quasi front It kind of acts as both. We call it a boundary as well. So interchangeable terminology for it, but basically it's a trigger for thunderstorms because it creates lift. And especially on Wednesday, it was stalled out over the 94 corridor, which is why we had a tornado on Wednesday in the town of Colon in St. Joseph County. So having that warm front kind of drift back and forth north-south, it's just kind of hanging around. So that has been the focus, not only for the moisture content, but also for the development of thunderstorms. We also have good dynamics coming up from the Gulf, especially back on Wednesday. We had good transport of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico up. So that's been an influence as well for severe weather here. But that's basically the reason. We have another day tomorrow, storms, as well as Sunday. Although Sunday doesn't appear to be a high-end severe threat. It looks to be pretty localized, if any severe threat at all. But tomorrow, especially if you're at Faster Horses Festival up at NIS, we are in a storm and severe threat for Lenawee, Monroe, Washtenaw, and Wayne counties. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. We'll have an update for you guys at least tomorrow morning at the very latest. Flint, you are technically in a severe threat tonight, but it should stay south of you. Anything for Oakland County? Again, Oakland County, you're kind of borderline on a severe threat by SPC. We think it's going to stay mostly south of Oakland County. Sumter Township, you are in a severe threat tonight as well, mainly for wind, but we think the greatest severe potential, besides what's ongoing right now in Monroe, Lenawee, Hillsdale, and Branch counties, we think it's going to be mainly tied over into the, we'll say, St. Joseph, Cass County, Berrien County, Van Buren counties, and Kalamazoo County, as well as Calhoun. That particular area we think is going to have the best severe potential tonight. So west of 96. Or sorry, west of 69 and south of 94. You got it, Josh. We love what we do. Yeah, Christine, if you're still on here, look off to your south on the Erie. You may see a waterspout with that storm over Erie, although it'd be on the wrong side. You're on the north side of that storm. The waterspout would be on the south side of that. Let's go ahead and take a peek at velocity really quick on that. Yeah, it shows some rotation over Monroe, and it may have had a waterspout there for a brief time. Still rotating, so that's not letting up. In fact, it's actually getting pretty strong. Luckily, it's over water, so potential there for a waterspout. We'll go ahead and say from Monroe, we're trying to track this from Monroe. Actually, go ahead and track it offshore here. So from the shoreline in Monroe, it's about 6 miles, 5.5 miles offshore. From Luna Pier, it's about 10 miles. So about 5-10 miles offshore, potential waterspout heading into the Ohio. If that continues to cycle there and rotate, it's heading right for Put-in Bay, right toward Cedar Point. So we'll have to watch that. And the storm behind it is not rotating at all. Good sign there from Monroe. And a widespread or scattered development back here to the west in Hillsdale does appear to be maintaining strength and continuing into the Lenawee County, Adrian, Clayton, Hudson areas. All right, Macomb County, you should be clear tonight, although the SPC puts you in marginal risk for severe weather tonight. So pay attention this evening, as well as Wayne County. Sturgis, you're in a higher end severe threat. Bree, Dundee is in a severe threat tonight, although we think that the highest severe threat is going to be in southwest Michigan. The threat mainly we think right now is going to be what you're looking at on your screen. Any potential pop-ups that happen between now and we'll say 10, 11 o'clock tonight. There is a potential that squall line that we think in southwestern Michigan may push further east. If that continues to push further east, it would put the severe threat south 94. So I think we're far enough east over here in Monroe and Lenawee counties here that we're not going to see severe weather, but it is a small possibility. Brandy says we have a special weather statement issued for Britain. I do not see that issue. Let me check on that real quick. Yes, you are right. And we have a special weather statement now for Lenawee County. That's going to be for 40-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-size hail. So approaching borderline moderate to high-end special weather statement there. If that gets closer to 50-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail, we may see a severe thunderstorm warning issued for Lenawee. Right now, that's going to be for the storm over Hudson near Rowan, heading toward the Adrian area. What is the Lenawee County Storms doing? So we take a peek at Lenawee County, take a look here. Right now, we got some pretty intense velocity signatures showing up on radar here in Rollin, as well as down by Waldron, Medina. There could be some good winds along that area here, although this radar is a little bit higher up in the atmosphere. Let's see if we can get a better look here at these storms using the radar here. So this is the airport radar, which is fairly close to the ground. This is going to be about 1,000 feet off the ground here as it moves toward the Adrian area. We can see there's a brighter area of green here. That is indicative of strong winds. So if you are in the Manitowoc Beach Devils Lake area, that's going to be pushing to the east-southeast, I assume. Actually, it's heading right for between Adrian and Tecumseh. If that continues on its eastward track, that'll track between Adrian and Tecumseh, as well as Tecumseh and Britain eventually. Although the storms are moving pretty slowly, so it'll be a while. So hopefully they weaken. But I would not be surprised if they issue a severe thunderstorm warning for this cell, just because there's some stronger winds being indicated by the airport radar, which is a very low, close to the ground scan of what's happening. So those winds are more than likely on the ground there. So if you live in the Onstead, Rollin, Manitowoc Beach, Addison area, if you have any damage reports or pictures, or anything to report to us, please do that. We are very curious on that. That may need a severe warning for wind for Lenawee, at least the northern part of the county. So that may actually be a downburst on the north side of that. I can't confirm that, but if we do pause this and we draw a line where the rain stops according to this radar, and we go ahead and switch over to velocity, nope, that is associated with the rain. So it's not a downburst. That is actually a push of wind on the forward flank of that cell. So the strongest winds right now are going to be between Onstead and Clayton. That's going to push into the northern Adrian area, into Raisin Township, heading on to M52 there. So if you're anywhere between Tecumseh and Adrian and over to Onstead in this box here, I know we have a lot of people from Lenawee County. So if you're in that area, be on alert for some stronger wind gusts. If you're east of that area, over here in Britain, Deerfield, Palmyra, Blissfield, and then the east side of Adrian, as well as Raisin Township, Holloway as well, you guys are on standby for some stronger wind gusts. Again, that's going to be interesting to watch and see if that continues to strengthen or if that will die out. We're going to go ahead and leave that up here and animate it. I'll go back and look at some questions. All right. Yeah, special weather statement is in effect for Lenawee. 40-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-size hail is the threat. Are the storms in Illinois going to keep their northeast track over the lake? I have not looked at the storms in Illinois. That's where our weather in southwest Michigan is expected to be tonight. We do expect that to continue its east-northeast track, and that's what we expect the southwest portion of the state to be impacted by. But as of right now, it's the whole line in Illinois is severe warned for winds. So we'll have to see if that continues to maintain its strength as it pushes toward southwest Michigan, because that is our weather maker over in that part of the state tonight. I wish I could, Nicole. I know you guys need rain up there. You can send videos via Facebook. You can private message us. We should have an option on our page for that. If you go to our profile, there should be an option to send us a message. Yes, Troy. A lot of supercells today. We had at least 6 of them ongoing in eastern Michigan. 2 possible tornadoes earlier up in the Thumb, Lapeer County and Sanilac County. We may have had a couple more around that NWS may be investigating, but as of right now, we have 2 areas at the very least to watch for a potential storm survey for tornadic activity. Manitowoc Beach, the store, nothing major to report in Manitowoc Beach. Okay. That's a that's a good sign there. The strongest wind looking on radar here in correlation to Manitowoc Beach would just be to the south of Manitowoc Beach. So you can see here on your map, Manitowoc Beach, Doubles Lake, and the strongest winds are off to the just to your south, literally by about 3 miles. It looks like the winds are starting to weaken ever so slightly, but still about, I would say, 40-mile-per-hour winds are likely with that as that moves toward the Tecumseh and North Adrian area, south of Onstead there. We'll leave that up here. Again, the storm, and actually we can go ahead and focus on this over here. So now we have to look at the radar for this, but we have these greens going away and reds going away. This storm is weakening or putting down an outburst. You can see that it's going away. This is a classic sign of a downburst happening. So some stronger winds in Monroe County now will be likely on the outer edges of the storm as it continues to the east. That storm in Lenawee looks to be on a more easterly track, so Adrian, watch out. You have some more higher wind gusts coming in now between Clayton and Morenci. So nothing as strong as what we're seeing just south of Manitowoc Beach. But again, bears watching here as that continues off to the east through the county. I know a lot of our following is from this area, so we'll stay on here and track it for you guys. Again, no rotation right now that we're seeing or tracking, so that's good news. Although we've had an environment today that is conducive for rotating storms. We just, at this point in time, we did have one about a half hour ago over Monroe that has since left the Monroe area, is now over the lake and is now producing some pretty strong wind gusts. So a lot of supercells today, as Troy Burns said in chat here. That is absolutely correct. So Monroe County, we're talking mostly rain and storms for tomorrow. We're also going to be talking a low-end severe threat for wind and hail. I think we should wait until tomorrow morning to get a better handle. There may be too much cloud cover, no instability type of ordeal. So we'll have an update on our page tomorrow morning by noon for the area that is in the severe threat. But for right now, I'd say the severe threat is confined to the far southeast portion of Michigan. So anywhere Lenawee, Monroe, Wayne, and Washtenaw counties. Where in Lapeer County was a tornado? I do not have exact locations in Lapeer County. I can tell you in Sanilac County, we did have an area. What was the area called? Just south of Port Sanilac, Applegate, Crosswell, Lexington. That area in particular, we had a lot of public reports of a tornado and also train spotter reports of a tornado and also many reports for damage. So that should be a pretty clear-cut confirmed tornado based off the debris signature on radar as well as the tight couplet, which is a rotation. That should be pretty clear-cut. But the other one, Lapeer County, I can't really give you the exact coordinates on that. We did have a few funnel cloud reports up by Kingston and again by Caro, but nothing that would indicate a touchdown happened. Carlton, as to my knowledge, watching this, we were actually live when this was heading into Carlton. Looking at the radar at the point in time, it just appeared to be straight line winds. And in fact, the radar right there, if we zoom into Carlton, the radar was actually right by Carlton. So not even 100 feet off the ground, we're getting samples of the radar data, and it just sampled about 65, 70 mile per hour winds. So nothing tornadic, I don't think. NWS may send a crew out there to survey. But from my angle of things, looking at the radar earlier today, it was all straight line winds. The storm in Lenawee continues to maintain its strength. We see there in the brighter green colors. Taking this off, looking at our towns just south of Onstead here, We'll have an area here. We do have this area in between Adrian to Tecumseh, M52 right here, M50 right here. So Onstead, you are getting some pretty good wind gusts, or you should be getting some pretty good wind gusts at this moment. So if you're on Pentecost Highway, that would be a good area here. 223 right here, again, M50 right here, and M52 is right here. I believe this is Beecher Road, or no, that's 223. Beecher is right here. So between Beecher and M50, we have a pretty good wind gust here. It's going to be heading off to the Tecumseh area. Again, looking like it's strengthening here just to the south of this one particular area. Again, would not be surprised if NWS went ahead and issued a severe thunderstorm warning for wind on the storm. It does appear to be at least 40 to 50 miles per hour. If you look on our mile per hour thing on the bottom and line up the colors we're seeing, we're talking a high-end special weather statement, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds there being indicated by radar. That's going to be just crossing 223. About 8 miles outside of Adrian to the northwest on 223 there. So I'm not sure the exact crossroad. Might be closer to Pentecost Highway, so 223 in Pentecost area. For those who are local, that tracks towards the Tecumseh area, about 10 miles away from Tecumseh. So if that continues its track in strength, expect it in the South Tecumseh area around 940. We'll see if that holds true. 930, 940 would be a good guess for that. Stronger winds continue ongoing in Monroe County, although not as strong as what we're seeing here in Lenawee. Livingston County, you are all clear for now, but SPC does have you in a severe risk for this evening. But for right now, you're all clear. Branch County, we are watching a potential squall line for later on this evening around midnight. Same thing for Cass County. Brianna, yeah, the SPC is betting on that happening. We think it'll maintain strength up until the southwest portion of Michigan. It should be in the dying stage as it starts to impact Michigan. So that's why we don't expect a widespread severe event. We do expect that to weaken, but it's big enough to mention a severe threat for the far southwest portion of Michigan. I see you guys sending us some videos and pictures into our inbox. I cannot look at those at this point. I will look at it when we hop off. Actually, I see something from Manitow Beach. Okay, I got some videos from Manitow Beach from Lycon Hauser, I want to say his name is. Looks to be about 30 mile per hour winds with that. So unfortunately, I can't show it on the page because I don't have my Facebook pulled up. But he sent us some videos in of some trees blowing around. So it looks to be right around 30 to 40 miles per hour. Tomorrow, looking like for Monroe, severe threat is possible tomorrow in Monroe, but it looks to be on the lower end of things. So it should just be some stronger storms. We'll have an update on our page tomorrow morning after the models overnight and also morning models come in. Let's see here. Christine, over the lake, you are clear. Just some rain and storms. There's nothing severe for you guys right now. Let's go ahead and switch back to the velocity product or the reflectivity product. Yeah, you're just getting some rain here, so nothing severe at this time. Yeah, just some rain. Let's see. Monroe has had torrential rain twice in about an hour. Yeah, there might be some flash flooding there. Would not be surprised by that. Lapeer County, you're in the clear for the night. Michael was out there surveying the area. I was going to try and get out there, Mike. I'm sorry I didn't get out there. It's just been a busy day for us here. But Mike, we actually posted some of Mike's pictures to the page of the damage in Carlton. So if you haven't already, go check that out. Lapeer County, you're in the clear. Hamburg Township, you do have a severe threat tonight, although it should remain pretty isolated. Super dark Monroe again. Yeah, Monroe has a storm heading into it. Nothing severe, just some gusty winds possible with it. But again, nothing severe with that. We're watching an area of stronger velocity in Lenawee County. Again, would not be surprised if that goes warned for severe wind. And that is all the comments. I'm caught up. So that is awesome. Clouds are wicked in Onstead. I don't know how to share a picture I took. Shannon, if you have Twitter, we are on Twitter. That'd be probably the easiest way to do it. Also on Facebook, if you go to our profile main page, there should be a button on our main page to send us a message. That'd be another easy way to do a picture. I will look for it on either one. I have my phone pulled up here. So if you guys want to send us pictures from today, go ahead and send them in to us. Yeah, looking at the supercell on Lake Erie, let's take a peek at that really quick, Troy. Right now on this radar, it's mostly outflow and nothing significant on rotation, but that may be just, yeah. So we do have significant rotation still picking up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So again, a water spout is possible as that heads toward the Lucas County area. Now it's taking a pretty hard right turn there. May brush Lucas County, maybe go into Williams County here. I believe this is Williams County. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that may be a problem for Ohio, our friends down in Ohio, in the next about 20 minutes to a half hour. Looking back at the Lenawee County storm, excuse me, the stronger area of wind is still pushing to the east toward Tecumseh now, and it looks like it may arrive closer to 9:30. It looks like it's picking up some steam. So if you're in Tecumseh, be prepared for some higher end wind gusts here as that continues off. And if this continues on its current track, I may be able to go live here and show you guys because I live right in the path of this. So if that continues its strength, I'll go ahead and hit my camera and show you guys if there's anything worth looking at. But I am in the path of this, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Looks like the velocity is on the northern part of that storm now, so that may be some outflow downburst winds there. So we'll have to continue to track that. If we look back to the west, don't want to forget our friends over here in Hillsdale and Branch counties. We switch back to the Indiana radar and take a peek at the radar velocity, or the radar reflectivity, should I say. Again, we still have the storms diving to the east-southeast. Nothing severe at this point, although special weather statements are in effect. It looks like these storms are about to clear Michigan and Branch County and head into Indiana. They're going to brush probably the Camden area and southeastern, or southwestern, should I say, Hillsdale County. So nothing severe with these cells. The main cell we're going to watch right now is in Lenawee County. I do have a special weather statement now up in the northern part of Michigan really quickly for our following up here. We do have a special weather statement way up here for some hail. This is going to be, for town names reference, right over Matchwood. That continues off to the east, northeast, at around 45 miles per hour. Good size hail with that. So a special weather statement just got issued by the weather service up in Marquette. Getting some pictures now from Onstead, looking like it's pretty intense there on the backside of that rain. So thank you for sending that in to us, whoever did. I don't know your name. SK. So appreciate that picture. Heading back down to the main focus that we're looking at is Lenawee County right now. So we have the cell that is currently starting to turn a little bit further south, about to impact the Adrian area, riding the Beecher Road, that particular area just across 223, heading in towards the M52 area. Again, this is an area of stronger wind gusts up to 40, perhaps 50 miles per hour, sometimes reaching severe limits in spots. No warnings in effect. Wouldn't be surprised if they issued one, though, as this continues to get closer to the radar. If we look now, it was 1,000 feet off the surface, and now the radar is picking it up right around 800 feet off the surface. So again, some higher winds closer to the ground on the storm as that continues to the east towards the Tecumseh and Raisin Township area. Hillsdale County, you are in the clear for now. You do have a cell that could brush your southwestern corner by Camden, but again, you're in the clear for now. Expect some more storms later tonight. We do have a line out into the Chicago area. Take a peek at that really quickly. Radar being slow. Currently, some severe warnings out in Wisconsin or Illinois, and this is expected to push into the southwestern portions of the state as the evening goes on. As you can see, there are very bright velocities there, so very well could bring some severe weather into Michigan as that continues to mature as a complex squall line. And that is about 90 miles away. So it's got a while before it gets to Michigan. It still has time to weaken, but that is our main focus for severe weather tonight. In fact, they just issued a severe thunderstorm watch for northern Illinois. We don't expect one for Michigan, but it's definitely possible if we could get one a little bit later if that continues to hold its strength. So again, focus right now remains on the storm in Lenawee County about to impact Adrian. I'm going to zoom in really far here so you guys can see town names. Brighter reflectivity is south of the brighter velocity, so it tells me that we could have some downburst winds ongoing there. Again, bulk of the winds heading into the Raisin Township area. We zoom in here. This is M52. You can barely see it. I'll go ahead and highlight it. This is M52 right here. Tecumseh right here, Ridgeway, and then down here you have Raisin Township. So if you're in Raisin Township, Tecumseh area, you are having this area of stronger winds pushed to the east at around 40 to 45 miles per hour, bringing you about 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. So I'll have to watch that as it continues. We are just going to kind of sit here and track this to make sure it doesn't strengthen into a severe storm. But right now it's sub-severe limits. Could see some tree branches come down with this, maybe some power lines as well. But right now it's very isolated to this one particular area in Lenawee County. Everything else in Lenawee looks to be pretty normal. Might be some higher end gusts in that area up into Raisin Township, but right now that's the main focus. We do have a little bit increase of velocity down here by Seneca that could do something, but right now the focus is up here. Go and shut that off for me, will you? Snooze it. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Lenawee, as expected. Just hit the button twice. Thank you. So that is the alert for Lenawee County going off. That is for a severe thunderstorm warning. We got a question already. Does that include a potential tornado? No, this does not include a tornado. The hazards are 60 mile per hour winds along with quarter-size hail. So Lenawee County, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning now until 10:30 p.m. The locations include Jasper, Adrian, Clayton, Morenci, Blissfield, Rygood, Deerfield, Britton, Tecumseh, Raisin Township. So we've been tracking this for about 20 minutes now. We've been calling this out repeatedly, saying that this is has potential to go severe just because of the wind velocity that is on the radar. If we take a peek at Detroit's radar, we might get a different look at what the storm could be doing. If you take a peek at Detroit, you can see an area of brighter velocity here. Nothing significant at all. We do have an area down here, down by Seneca, which could have a little bit of rotation, but it looks very broad this time. There is the warning that just popped up. So there you go. No tornado at this point. It's just a severe storm. Starting to see lightning at my house. This part of the storm now has a hail core on it just to the north of Adrian. So 223 there, about to hit 52. Definitely interesting how this is evolving. The warning is slanted to the northeast, but the storm is looking like it's moving more so to the east-southeast. So they may expect more development up here. I'm not entirely sure what they're expecting with that. But right now, this storm is heading into the Adrian area. So the warning is in effect until 10:30, and that will be for severe wind and also large hail up to a quarter size. And we do have an increase now of velocity reaching definitely severe limits now just to the north of Adrian here. I welcome all of our new viewers here who have just rejoined us. So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for Lenawee County until 10:30. We do have some increased velocities picking up on radar just to the north of Adrian, approaching the Raisin Township area. So for locals, Occidental Highway, that particular area, Gady Road. I know a lot of people here from Lenawee County. I know the area pretty well. So calling out some road names here in the Raisin Township area, just north of Adrian between 223 and then M50. That's going to ride eastward toward the Tecumseh area. Raisin Township should be impacted south of Britton. Deerfield's in the path of this. So definitely going to be an interesting next couple of minutes for you guys. I'm going to see if we have anybody else want to hop on here with me. because I am in the path of this. I may try to get some of our guys on here to take over the stream if I can go out and get in the path of this. So again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Lenawee County. So any questions, guys, from the chat? Northwest side of Tecumseh toward Clinton, it's lightning within 6 miles, very dark. I'm seeing lightning here almost consistently. I'm just to the east of this storm. So again, warning is now in effect. Severe warning now in effect for Lenawee County until 10:30. This is going to be for severe wind and hail. The appropriate severe area is going to be between Tecumseh and also between Adrian, right along M52 there. Newport right now, you are no need to be concerned for that. I'm trying to get one of our guys on here to take over the stream so I can head out because I'll be in the path of this momentarily. I might end the stream here and I might try to restart it on my phone. I'm trying to figure this out, guys. But right now we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Lenawee. As this area of intense winds continues to trek to the east with a little bit southward motion. Looks to go just south of Tecumseh, just to the south of Britain here, closer maybe to Holloway Road, if you guys know where that's at, which would be right about here. Looking like it's going to be I'll go ahead and look at something really quick here. So while that is continuing to the east, let's take a peek at radar here from Detroit. Again, nothing too significant showing up on the velocity from Detroit, but it does bear watching here as this continues off to the east. All right. All right, so the area of interest now crossing M52 just to the south of Occidental Highway. If you guys know where that's at, you see M52 is highlighted right here. Sorry, it's a little bit to the east of that. So we're going to highlight that right here. Crossing M52 right now, heading into the South Tecumseh-Raisin Township area. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream, and I'm going to restart it. I'm going to go ahead and drop south. I'm going to get in the path of this thing. I will go live here in about 5 more minutes. But again, East Lenawee County, you guys, actually, hold on. I may have a... Give me 1 second. I'm going to hand the stream over to one of our chasers, Chandler, who is watching. I'm going to see if I can't get him a link. Give me 1 second to give this to him so I can get on the road here. I apologize for the pause. I'm just going to try and get you guys the best visual on this storm that we can. I'm pretty close to this, so I want to get on it, and I don't want to end the stream though. So, all right. So I sent him the link. I'm going to leave this up and running. I will join you guys momentarily. So let me see if I can get in there right now for you. Let me see if I can go ahead and get on my phone and see if I can't join this.
Well, it went nasty north of Adrian.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay? I hope you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm on my phone now. Okay, cool. So now that we have transferred over, I'm going to go ahead and head out. So give me 2 seconds to get in my car and head south. All right, so I am now in my vehicle here. I'm going to be dropping south. I'll have visual on it in about 2 minutes. I'll turn my camera on. So again, severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect for Lenawee. We can see on the screen here a brighter increase of velocity centered between Tecumseh and Adrian, pushing eastward toward the Deerfield area. Excuse me. I'm going to drop towards the Deerfield area. I live close to M50, so it'll be there in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Hi, Ryan.
I see Chandler now has hopped on. Thank you, Chandler. About 2 minutes, we're having a visual on this thing.
It's fine. I got 3 streams open for you. What am I got one. I got 2 of them blank, and I got 1 of them for radar. Which one am I keeping?
I have no idea, honestly. I'm on my mobile phone now. I left the other one up as a radar. Can you still hear me?
Yep, I can still hear you.
All right, cool. I already have a visual on this. I'll go ahead and turn my camera on.
I'm gonna get my radar up and going here. That way I can do some live streaming with it here.
Okay. If you haven't already, take my.
If any of you in the comments have
you take my. Okay. Oh, that corn really got tall. There we go. So unfortunately, you took my full screen and this corn got in the way. I'll have a visual here in about 2 seconds. Give me a little bit here. But this is south out of Britain. Yeah, this is your severe storm over here. Go ahead and drop to Holloway and hang a left turn towards Stearns.
Is that a wall cloud or no?
No, that's not a wall cloud. It's going to be a shelf cloud on the northern end.
Gotcha. It's tough
This
to
is
see
the
in
north end of the
dark.
storm, the rain shaft, and if there's a wall cloud, it'd be behind this wall of rain. Again, I am south of Britain now, dropping toward the Deerfield area.
Hello, hello.
Gotcha.
Oh,
I can
wow.
hear you.
Nick, you want to do radar or no?
Sure. Let me just pull it up real quick.
What
Ryan
are
went
yours and
blank.
mine?
There he
The
is.
brightest area, I was just checking the radar, the area of highest velocity looks to be right over here behind these trees. So I'm probably going to have to pull off here at Britain Highway in Sutton. I'm naming off road names because we have a lot of locals on here watching. So right in this particular area, just to the south of Britain, heading into the South Britain area has the best chance for severe wind. It looks like the wind on the airport radar is reaching close to severe limits at about 400 feet off the surface. So
Yes, I see that.
we do have, go ahead and stop right here. We do have an interesting feature on the north side of this. I don't think it's anything to be concerned about, but it looks like it's trying to form into like a little bowl shape. I'm going to hop out here and grab a peek at this really quickly. Go ahead and go to Sutton Road. But this area in particular looks like it's almost microburst-ish in general. Looks like it's hitting the ground and spreading outward. So we should have some pretty good winds here, especially just to the south of Britain, as this continues to push off to the east at about 40 to 45 miles per hour.
Brooklyn, Palmyra at the racetrack. You're gonna get some gusty winds and some rain showers here. But besides that, you'll be okay.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. Go ahead and hop out here. Can you guys still hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm just south of Britain here by about 1.5, 2 miles. We have insane lightning here. So an area where we think the highest velocity is going to be on the north side of the storm. You can see the rain hitting the ground here, and it spreads outward. That's because the rain's hitting the ground with such force. It causes a microburst. At the edge of that, you're going to see that scud, which is rain-cooled air feeding up into the scud, and that's where you're going to have your most intense winds. This is coming right at me. In about, I'd say, 5 to 10 minutes, I'll be intersecting probably some good wind gusts here. But I'm going to probably get back in my truck. I don't want to get hit by lightning. So, but again, this is just to the south of Britain. So this is Sutton Road, and as well as Britain Highway. Holloway Road's just to my south, and the town of Britain just to my north. So that's what I got right now, and I'm going to go ahead and check radar really quickly and see what we got.
Sounds good. Melanie, watching small finger cloud things come up and down from the shelf clouds. That is what we call a scud cloud. Those are benign. They don't mean anything. They're just wispy clouds that come down. Nick, you want to pull radar up there?
Yep.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was editing titles.
No, you're good. I was going to
I
say
worked an
plug.
algorithm.
Yeah, plug Facebook if you can right now and YouTube.
Plug.
Yeah, so that's called a scud cloud. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a different cloud formation as well. Yeah, they are cool. Do we lose Ryan?
Possibly.
No, I'm right here.
Oh,
Oh.
he's just quiet.
I
Just taking some pictures here.
I pulled his gain down a little bit on his mic, and I thought we lost him.
Oh, he's still here. Get a little radar loop going right now.
You're fine wherever you're at. Where are you going? No, you're fine. Go ahead. You're fine. Okay, cool. So the
Now he gone.
I thought maybe it was me that lost him.
Nope.
Because you know how my computer is.
I do.
all right. So you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
It must be when I leave the StreamYard, it just kind of quits. But
It does.
Correct.
it wasn't doing it on Wednesday for some reason, but for some reason it's doing it tonight. But basically, I'm right in line with this velocity. So we're just going to sit right here. Turn the lights on. There we go. Make sure we're visible. Right here at Britain Highway and Sutton Road. Looking at this coming right at me. We'll just leave it right here and leave it running. Should be some pretty intense winds, I would assume, between 40 and 50, maybe even closer to 60. Fingers are crossed. But yeah, this looks like a pretty good storm for South Britain area. Definitely some heavy rain for sure.
Ryan, can you do us a favor and turn your phone sideways? There we
You,
go.
already- one step ahead of you, bud.
Barely. Oh, wrong one. We're gonna do that.
I'm going to go
Yep.
run outside real quick. Nick, if you don't just pull radar over to by where I'm at, look at how quick these two cells just popped up.
Where? I guess we probably. Whoa.
Due north of my house.
Hello there.
I'm saying.
Let's take a look at that updraft. Oh yeah.
Yeah, pop-ups look pretty likely throughout the night, especially closer as that squall line gets there and Kansas lift.
Very.
They just continued the warning for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds for Lenawee. That goes until 10:30. If you want to go ahead and back up to that part of Sutton, is that where you can just go ahead and zoom on Britain Highway if you have to. We're going to move back behind the intersection just so we can have a clear pull out to the right or left instead of back up. It's just starting to rain here. And that's a pretty defined microburst right there. You have the rain just falling and it just, yeah, that's just classic microburst.
Oh yeah. Just a wall of rain there.
It's a nice scud formation right out front there.
Yeah, it is. It's not a foam cloud. It's not rotating, so no worries with that.
You can definitely see how they fool people, though.
Yeah, it looks like a funnel in the dark, especially with no daylight lighting it up. You really can't really tell, but we have the scud about to come over me, so we're probably about
What's up,
say,
dude?
2 to 3 minutes away. This live is from Lenawee County, just south of Britain. I'm gonna go ahead and get my window up and get you guys. I'm gonna check radar really quickly one more time before I.
While he's doing that, we'll pull this back up. So Ryan is right here, everybody. He's just about to get hit with this wind.
You can go ahead and take me back here. I should be good to go.
Oh yeah, we love the streaky windows.
I'm not sure why it's streaking all of a sudden. Once it starts raining, it should be a little bit better.
Yeah,
But again, we are about to get blasted by at least 40 to 50 mile per hour winds here. So I really hate this camera or this windshield. I don't know why this is doing it.
you got to get that Rain X.
It's on there already.
Maybe new wipers then.
I don't want to talk to you, dude. Continue. I don't want to talk to you. Thank you.
There we go. Looks a little better. No, yeah, good picture of that scud there.
Yeah, the heaviest of the wind is probably about half mile to a mile to my west here. So that's better here.
Yeah, looking on radar, it's about a mile from you, just on the new scan, so it's probably almost there.
Cool. Again, guys, this is south of Britain in Lenawee County, where severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. We are currently aligned with the highest velocities. So if there's any severe wind, we are going to get it right here. So we're going to be reporting here and see what we get.
For those asking, this is just south of Britain. Britain.
Britain, yep. Just north
Britain.
of Deerfield. That's good over there. It looks really interesting, although it's not rotating. It's just scud, but still looks pretty ominous, but it's harmless.
Just southeast of Tecumseh.
Yeah, that extended up to the north pretty far too, so that's good. Winds are starting to pick up here.
Yep. New scan says you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
Did it increase velocity or just
It stayed the
maintain?
same.
Okay? I'd say right around 25 right now. There it comes. Oh yeah, I can look ahead of me. Looks like I have a wall of rain coming.
Looks like you're gonna miss the front of the hail core though. That's good.
Yeah, we're about 10 seconds away from getting blasted here.
Do you have an anemometer in your truck, Ryan?
I don't have a mounted one. I do have a handheld.
Gotcha. Whoa.
What?
Look at the next scan for by me.
Is that one blowing up? Oh yeah, got one right to your northeast.
I'm gonna go
Popping
out.
off by you.
I'm gonna go see if I can find it real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. Join us on your phone if you can. If you want. You can't hear me anymore. Ryan, we got a question. What roads are you at?
Sutton Road and Britain Highway.
Sutton Road and Britain Highway.
That'd be correct. Winds have remained pretty much between 20 and 30. Nothing too significant at this point. I'm going to hop out and check radar really quickly here. I'll be right back, like 2 seconds.
Yep, you're fine. We're going to head to radar here then. This is Ryan's location right here. As you can see on the radar here, he is right in that high wind pocket. It did weaken a little bit.
We're getting a little bit stronger winds now, about probably 30. We're going to drive a little bit further to the north here. We think that the highest velocity is further north.
It is.
Go ahead and take me full.
Yep, I'm looking at radar right now. Radar indicated is about 40 just to the north of you.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty heavy rain, wind-driven rain, but the wind is actually a little bit less than what I expected it to be. But nothing significant, just about 30, I'd say.
That's
Up
good.
here, it looks a little bit stronger winds up here. But again, it looks like it's remaining pretty much below severe limits at this point.
Got a good downpour to it.
Yes, it does. So Monroe County right now, there's no severe wind with this, but it definitely is dumping a lot of rain. Well, the wind is starting to pick up here.
Yeah, you're probably going to get right on the backside of that, the higher winds.
That's what it appears to be doing right now. But again, still below severe limits with this. I don't see anything indicating severe weather with this at all.
No,
Again, this is about 30 to 40 miles per hour.
it's definitely weakened.
It'll probably re-strengthen somewhere in Monroe County, as it always usually does.
Yep.
We do have some tree leaves blown off that tree, but nothing, no limbs or anything. We do have some pretty stronger gusts at Britain and Pocklington. Still below severe limits.
Yeah, it looks like on radar it's starting to reorganize to the north.
We're going to try and take Pocklington to the east. You can see the winds are probably closer to 40 on this side of the storm. Britain and Pocklington.
Highest I'm seeing on radar is 48.
That'd be about right, I'd say, in spots.
Right at the northern tip of the high winds.
You can see in front of me here the grass side of the road there is blowing pretty good. Yeah, this is a little bit stronger on this side of it.
Oh yeah.
I would say probably 30 to 40 on this side sustained. Yeah, this is.
I see some leaves falling there.
Yeah, we're in the wind now.
Yes, you are.
Still, I'd say right around 40, 45.
Yeah, radar's still showing pretty steady at 48.
Are you using Detroit or the
I'm
airport?
using the airport radar, the closer one.
Check. Yeah, we're getting close to 50 now, I'd say. Yeah, we are in the brunt of it right here. We can't see anything in front of us.
That wind shifted to your back now. Looks like it's coming from behind you.
Yeah, we went ahead and dropped. You're going north, and we went ahead and headed east, so it's going from behind me.
Okay.
But yeah, this is actually pretty intense over here. Probably closer to 45, 50 miles per hour. The corn is actually being pretty. Corn is actually being flattened a little bit with this. We can barely see anything in front of us either. We're on Pocklington Road to the east Britain Highway. I believe this is up here is going to be Hoagland, so Pocklington and Hoagland Road. You want to hop over to 50 and head 50? Yeah, go ahead and go left here and hit 50 up. Yeah, check out this tree, this bush here getting blown all around. So Pocklington, Hoagland, back to the north here.
Candace,
So
yes,
up
the
on
storm
this
is
side
moving
of it-
east.
I'm going north now. Was going east. So up on the north side of the storm, the winds are definitely more intense.
Yes.
We're going to go ahead and probably hop on 50 toward Dundee and see if we can either get out ahead of this or look. You can see the backside of the storm right here. Look up.
Oh yeah, wow.
So it's not moving too fast now. So we are on the back side of this. I'm going to pop out and take a peek at radar really quick.
Yep, you're good. I was just taking a look at the stuff that's popping up over by the west side of the state, but we can keep it here. Quick throw this radar back up. So again, Ryan is right here. That dot is a little bit off of where he's at right now because he hasn't been on radar scope in a little bit. If I had to guess, he's probably right up here at the moment. Looks like we got Chandler back now. We just got an updated severe warning here, or they shortened it. Still a hazard of 60 mile an hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail, moving east at 30 miles per hour. And this is for Holloway, Palmyra, and Riga. Welcome back, Chandler. Did you see those storms?
They're low topped, but there is a lot of lightning with them already. I was like, wow.
It's good. Love a good light show.
Mm-hmm. How was Ryan's intercept?
It was pretty good. He was saying he was getting about 40, mid 40 mile per hour wind.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get back ahead of this really quickly. It's moving pretty slow, so we're going to be trying to get back ahead of it toward Dundee here. I'm not sure how far we're going to venture, but we're on the back side of the storm now.
Okay.
Looks like lightning has decreased as well, so maybe on a weakening trend.
A little bit. Possibly looking at radar indicated winds, we're at about 40.
Nice.
Yeah, looking at the updated velocity, we're probably going to stop at the county line. I don't think it's worth going to get back ahead of it with.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out here too long. We have another night, another round of storms developing, so I want to be back to be prepared for that as well. A special weather statement just got issued for Monroe County for 40 mile per hour winds and penny-sized hail. So those of you in Monroe County, not severe, but we did get a special weather statement for that storm, which you're looking at right here on my stream. We're going to go ahead and make a U-turn here and head back home. If you want to keep the stream running, you can, but you're welcome to end it, guys, if you want.
Yeah, with the severe threat or the severe warning probably ending here soon. What do you say, Chandler?
Yeah, we'll give it
Sign
another,
off until now, for now?
we'll give it another 5-10 minutes here just to make sure. And
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to turn my camera and mic off, but I'll stay in here and listen to you guys if you need me.
Okay.
sounds good.
Chandler, I'm going to go look at what's going on by you, if these are popping up pretty quick. Yeah, these are,
I mean, they're really popping up.
I mean, yeah, they got some height to them quick.
Yeah, they did.
One's already at a 60 dBz.
They're like
Got the echo,
just far enough to where I don't want to go chase them.
right? Already up to 40,000 feet. And that was like,
Wow.
what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, if that.
Even over here by Colon, where we just had that tornado go through on Wednesday, and another storm.
What does velocity look like?
Not great.
Yeah, that's about what I figured it would look like. I'm gonna go fill up my water real quick. Here, just a second. I'm also going to slide this guy. Sorry, Oscar. Over there. Like that.
Let's check back over here just to see what this is doing. Does seem like on a weakening trend. Getting a lot of thunder and lightning in Ida, Michigan right now. Brianna, no, not at the moment. There's nothing to be nervous about at the moment.
For those asking about South Central Michigan, we do have a isolated severe threat closer to the southwest part of the state near Kalamazoo, Battle Creek areas. We're watching a line forming out in Illinois, pushing our way that could stay severe. Uncertainty exists with how strong that will be, but people along the 94 corridor over toward the 69 near Coldwater and points west of there need to be alert tonight, closer to midnight, for that MCS squall line potential.
Thank you, Ryan.
Joshua, how big a hail are you seeing there? Brianna, Tyler, where are you at in Central South?
Yeah.
So, Candace, when is the next line of storms? So there's some pop-up storms. We're kind of riding the M60 corridor by Three Rivers right now. There's a line of storms over near Chicago that are working their way this way with some gusty winds. Do you know why the storms always seem to break down once they hit US 23? I don't know of any reasoning for that.
Just kind of seems like that's what the weather wants to do sometimes. Can't predict it.
We do our best, but
Joshua says quarter-inch hail, just north of Colon.
see if you can get any pictures of that, buddy.
Yeah, if you can send us some pictures, that'd be great.
You can DM our Facebook page.
Welcome back, Jackie.
Do want to point out what the guys are talking about in the Twitter chat. Detroit has also mentioned the possibility of what they call deep convection or stronger storms also in the Detroit metro area. So another indication we could see a little bit longer, prolonged severe weather tonight across the east of 69, should I say. So again, uncertainty still exists with how far east that's going to get, but Detroit is mentioning the possibility of it making its way over to this part of the state.
All right.
Funnel cloud that was in Monroe today. Yeah, we'll have to see.
I haven't heard any updates on it yet.
From the fire department, a guy I talked to, there was a funnel cloud that was reported over Stony Point. It never touched down, though. Actually, we got a video of what appears to be a wall cloud trying to tighten up, sent to us over Stony Point. That's probably what prompted the warning or the sirens to go off. But at this point in time, it was not on the ground. There was no damage in that area. Carlton was the area that had damage. That was straight line winds.
Correct.
We do not have any chasers out right now. Well, Ryan is out, I guess, but he is heading back, I believe.
Thank you for the reminder. I am going to be changing those titles again.
Yep, I just got back to my house. I'll be transitioning back to my computer in about 5 minutes.
I'm gonna mute you meanwhile, Ryan. Or he can do it.
Let me see. Jacqueline, thank you for sending the stars. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
I saw another one where somebody did. Try to scroll up and see who it was. Hey, Chandler, if you ever see a blank comment in the
StreetMyard chat, that's what it is.
yeah,
Gotcha. Boogies.
what?
Nothing. What's happening near Colon tonight? Just some pop-up showers and storms right now. Maybe some small hail.
Yeah, just some small hail right now. We're keeping an eye on it. I do want to go back over, check on the severe warning still that we expect to.
Yeah, it should be canceled here pretty quick.
Yeah, looks like that has died down significantly. I saw it now.
Oh.
What did I miss, guys? What are we laughing
No.
at?
Nothing.
Love to see it.
See, we got a message from Rhonda with looks like quarter-size hail in Adrian Township. Thank you, Rhonda, for sending that in.
Rhonda's been a long time.
She has been a
Follower.
day one for us.
Oh yeah, some good hail cores over here. Just north of Three Rivers, just north of Colon, Matson. You got some storms by Decatur, Marcellus, Flowerfield.
No, Jackie, we're not laughing at you.
We're not.
We would never laugh at one of our stream visitors.
One of our viewers.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, Garrett, that is Radar Scope. You have to buy the Pro version in the app. It costs $10.
$10. There's our hail cores right there. I just circled them on screen.
Yeah, Rhonda. That's what we like to see.
Lenawee County has been canceled out of the severe thunderstorm warning.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, that was expected. Monroe still remains under the special weather statement for 40-mile-per-hour winds and penny-size hail. But yeah, Chandler over there by you is blowing up. So along the 94 corridor, once again, getting storms.
Retake. I'm just struggling to death with my Radar Scope over here to get the Pro Tier 1 version to load.
So you're still fighting that?
Dude, it's making me so mad.
Have you searched it up on Google?
Random tornado warning in Chicago.
What?
Yes, that happened about 10 minutes ago.
No, it didn't. I just checked this about 2 minutes ago and there's no tornado warning.
Let's take
There.
a look.
Just north of the burbs. I don't know why or what prompted it. I don't see any rotation in there on my end of things.
So there's a brief quasi-linear funnel, but
Doesn't surprise me. It's hard to tell with that.
Radar indicated rotation is the source.
relative velocities weak, storm velocities weak. I don't. I mean, it is what it is. Better to be safe than sorry.
That's right. All right, we got a question for Monroe. What is Monroe looking like? Monroe has
Hi, Bill.
some weakening storms headed their way. Non-severe.
No, the special weather statement for Monroe will not turn into tornadic activity. The overall tornado threat up here is very, 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 very small tonight. Almost impossible.
Yeah, looking at our radar, it looks like southwestern Michigan is our main focus right now.
If you guys haven't already, give the stream a thumbs up. We would appreciate that.
Yes. Anything coming towards Portage? At the moment, let's actually, before I say something, let's take a look at our scans here. Portage might see something here within the next couple hours.
Yeah, south side Portage right there. Looks like it might get
Yeah.
brushed. More development could also pop up as well. So
Right. I'm not going to rule it out yet. But at the moment, you're all right.
I do plan
you
on
look at
staying
the-
up through this line, so if we need to be live till 2 a.m. here on the west side, we'll do it.
Someone will.
absolutely will.
I'll do it.
I'll be up too, so we can always co-host.
We've got, all right, we got a question for Coldwater. Later for Coldwater, what's going on? Well, right now, North Coldwater is going to be brushed by this cell right here. With a little small hail core. Nothing severe though right now. Question for Jackson. At the moment, you are not in the path of any of these, but something could pop up later. Thank you, Randy, for following along. See, question for Howell. Someone's got to have to freshen up my memory where Howell is.
East side.
It's gonna be north of.
It's on
Ann Arbor.
96.
Yeah.
Oh, on
North Ann
96?
Arbor.
Yeah.
Go a little bit further south there. Go west. Go west. It's right about there. Go up.
Right where your cursor was.
Right there. Right there.
Right here.
Middle screen. Yep.
Well, let's check the Detroit. You're in the clear right now.
There is a severe threat. They maintain the marginal, which is a level 1 of 5, so a low end threat through the evening. So there's severe weather potential for anybody south of I-96 through the overnight hours.
This Matson cell is looking interesting with that little bean shape.
Emily just commented on our page saying what happened over Adrian. Straight line winds, hail, trees down, wind strong enough to move 30-pound items. I
Wow.
will reply to her. They had a severe thunderstorm move through there with winds at points along the path reaching 60 miles per hour.
Chandler, someone's asking to see your cats again.
To see the cats again.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're asking if they'll see them.
It's a good possibility.
Knowing your cats, it's a good possibility.
I'm resetting my app.
Someone is saying confirmed tornado near Lakewood, Illinois. I'm not.
What?
I don't get it. I don't see it.
Can you provide a resource for that, please?
Yeah, please. I see a.
I don't even see a Lakewood, Illinois.
No. I see a Spotter Network report from about 9:45 of a funnel cloud, but that was half hour ago now.
Yeah,
IWX.
Oh no, it's actually that was yeah. Wait a minute.
IWX went ahead and issued a SWS for St. Joseph County.
Chicago and Midwest Storm Chasers is live up. Oh, nice. I'll jump on his page and check it out. We don't support anything about Chicago and Midwest Storm Chasers here at Michigan Storm Chasers. Would not recommend following.
We have a meteorologist in our Twitter chat confirming the tornado there as well.
All right. We have multiple sources.
I'm not sure where he heard it. He's just dropped it in chat there in the. You guys know what you're
chat.
talking about. Okay. Cool. James asks, I don't know if we covered this already, but he asked if we think the cells firing up ahead of that later line might rob of its intensity. Yes and no would be the answer for that. The atmosphere it's overturned really from these storms, looking at the CAPE values on mesoanalysis. But there is some upper level support for this complex out in Illinois. So it wouldn't be surprising.
Ryan, are you watching something in the background?
I thought that was you,
That's
Chandler.
that's my dad watching stuff, so I apologize. He turned it down.
No, you're good. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Centerville, Michigan, Amy Schwartz, maybe some, let's see here. I'm pulling up radar right now. Special marine warning out for the bottom half. You are just south of the special weather statement, and if you want to pull that up, go in there.
I thought you needed tier 2 for special weather statements. I don't have tier 2.
Can you get tier 2 on the PC?
I can.
I don't think you can, is what I'm saying.
Possibly.
So will you circle the storm with a special weather statement on it because you can see it on your phone?
Don't have tier 2 on my phone either.
Oh, you don't?
No. So you tell me which one it is, then you can relay.
Here you go. Oh, sorry.
I can't see. Okay, Three Rivers. This one right here.
Yep.
What's it saying?
It is a special weather statement for 30-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-inch hail.
Definitely a possibility. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely see that on radar here.
It's that cell up by Decatur is kind of interesting.
What, with it moving on the northeast instead of
No,
Yeah.
Look at your velocity scan.
Hello.
Yeah.
You have intrigued me. Let us go to storm relative. About the same. Yeah, I was saying, he's got little bean shapes to him.
I did take a peek at the environment, and there's really nothing supporting the development of tornadoes tonight.
That's what I was thinking.
Right, but it's been a very weird day, especially up in the thumb. We had better ingredients earlier up in the thumb, but even down towards Monroe County, we had that brief area of impressive-looking supercell storm and a brief funnel there. So the environment does do weird things, and today's one of those days where it's doing weird things. So to see a little bit of rotation is not out of the question, but definitely bears some watching as the evening goes on.
Hey, Josh.
Chloe Monroe right now is clear. It might just be some rain heading your way from that storm heading through Lenawee County that's reaching you. Later on tonight, we do have a secondary round that is expected to come through, whether it's severe or not. I don't think it will be that far east, but there's a possibility it could. So just if you have a weather radio, make sure it's on. If you have your alerts, make sure they're on as well for your phones. It should be clear for severe weather for the night. That cell near Mendon looks like it's trying to hook too, but it's like a double cell. It's a weird feature. We do have some velocities picking up now between Three Rivers and Mendon.
I think that might just be contamination.
Might be.
You talking about? What are you talking about?
Animate that. No, I don't think it is because it's on 2 scans now.
Can you circle it, Nick?
Is he talking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks just kind of like contamination to me.
Nick is pointing that out as well in chat.
That would be
Not
Alex.
Nick, Alex. Man,
Alex.
we get our names confused, guys. It's been a long day.
Could that Chicago storm cross the lake and hit us in the lake shore in Saugatuck, Benville, Allegan County? I think it'll be a little bit further south than that. I don't think it's going to go that far north. I wouldn't expect to see or I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, time out. I wouldn't be surprised to see a special weather statement headed towards the Portage area from GRR on that storm for just north of, that one right there. And then if you go, Nick, to the other side of the lake for me, or even out over the lake. So Ashley, I'm sorry, not Ashley. Who was it that asked for Allegan County? Heather. So those storms over Lake Michigan in Wisconsin there and in the middle of the lake over by Racine, Kenosha, those are going to make tracks toward Ottawa County and Allegan County over the next couple of hours. So I will be right back, gentlemen.
So here, moving this direction is what he's saying. And we'll definitely be keeping an eye on this cell here as it crosses. At the moment, though,
Just for
radars-
those who asked, this is cat number 2.
Indiana needs to up their radar speed. 6 minutes is not going to be enough.
Yeah, that cell sitting in the middle of Lake Michigan right now is only moving at 14 knots. And all these are moving relatively slow. 14, 16, 20 knots, 21. I don't know. It's a few scans in a row now, Ryan, where we've got this little green on red here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Grand Rapids radar. I don't see much there, although it's closer to Indiana's. Although the update for Indiana has not came to my phone yet. I'm waiting for it to load in. That's why I said 6 minutes isn't enough. It needs to be closer to 3 or 4.
Yeah, it is. If you look at the stream, it is lining up pretty well with that little bump.
Are those
at
the same
bottom there.
timestamps?
The 1 minute apart,
Okay. So it's
relatively close.
right. So it might be an okay. I just got the that's old. Never mind. I thought I got a new scan here. Never mind. It also has a hook on it as well, so it's interesting feature nonetheless. That's
Kind of
gonna
looks
be
like
heading-
the UP.
Yeah, it does. It's also heading
Not
right,
anymore.
It's also heading right into the area where the confirmed tornado was back on Wednesday between Mendon and Ottawa. That's where we saw the funnel originally, and then the tornado ended up touching down in Colin.
Yeah, that new reflexivity scan looks pretty high for a hail. That hail core might be intensifying. You circle it on a correlation coefficient right here. That's a decent sized hail core.
I'd say probably some pennies, up to penny, maybe closer to dime size with that though. I'd see a little bit higher end, or a little bit, should I say, darker colors there for a little bit bigger hail.
Ashley says tons of lightning just south of Union City right now, but no rain. Good news is rain is coming very soon for you.
For what it's worth, that next scan on that cell has diminished the reflective or the velocity on that. So
Yes.
we're in the clear for now.
It looks like a wild Alex might appear.
A wild Alex has appeared. Does a
Oh,
wild Alex
ooh.
lie in the stream?
We'll see if he gets his stuff going here.
Do we add him?
Not yet.
We'll let him tell us.
Okay. There's a cat.
There's two of them over there.
He's just losing his ever loving mind.
We love cats here at MS.
What in the
Oh,
world?
Diz. What are you doing, bud?
He's ruining your chair. That's what he's doing.
He's gonna fall off the chair. Yeah.
This is Michigan Storm
Okay.
Chasers After Dark.
Look at Oscar under the table.
Oh, barely.
Yeah, I just barely see him.
And the chase. Now he's over here. Otis.
Michigan cat chasers. This is his nightly routine, right?
Yeah, hang on. Where's the toy? I'll throw it up there for him. Ugh. So I'm trying to keep it in the frame. I'm holding it. Where's it?
All right, we're gonna add Alex to this catastrophe.
Ha ha.
Catastrophe.
Ready, bud? Ready for another one? Oh. Oh.
And it's all going south.
What did I just walk into?
Hi, Alex.
A catastrophe. All right, let's look back at radar now.
I was about to go to bed, but then I saw the radar lighting up, and I was like, well, not anymore.
Welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Of course.
Alex, you're actually close to that path of the storm near Lawton heading your way.
I know. That's why I'm back up now.
We have Alex in the path. We have
That would-
Chandler just to the south of the storms.
Alex, that was me on a Wednesday night.
How many times did you say you're going to bed, Nick, on Wednesday? At least twice.
It was at least twice. It was, or maybe 3 times. I was going to go and then kind of was like, I should probably stay. And then I made it all the way to bed. And then that second tornado warning popped up, and I said, well, these guys are going to need some help. I better go back out there.
Nick, you're the biggest trooper ever.
I was-
and then
Nick
Yeah.
did amazing on Wednesday for us.
Yes,
So
he did.
For everybody who doesn't know, Nick gets up at 4:15 for work every morning, and for him to stay up and at 11:30 go, you know what? Instead of going to bed, let's get back on stream. That was pretty cool of him to do. So,
It
It
was,
really was.
I thought about it for a little bit.
oh yeah, and then it was 12:15, and you're like, I'm gonna be seeing you later.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
Yeah.
didn't fall-
Heather,
I didn't fall asleep until like closer to 1. I was, for some reason, I had the adrenaline still, but I was still tired. It was weird.
what is Heather's comment about? I probably missed it because I was either in service or not on stream. But you all Lion King your cats to the camera? Tell us about
when,
that.
but no, it was just Joel and I on, and Oscar was bouncing around down here, and so I grabbed him and held him up, Lion King style.
Called Chandler Rafiki because he's lifting the cats.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Simba.
Otis is just losing his mind up there. Look at that tail.
We got Christina asked camping in Middleville. Anything coming?
Not right now.
Nothing
the
right
moment,
now
no.
up there in Barry County for Middleville, no.
We do have the potential for some more storms later on. So overnight, closer to midnight. we'll be,
Yeah. A lot of this stuff is getting advected in by warm air advection. So a nocturnal low-level jet, or if anybody's not familiar with, push of warm, moist air aloft nocturnally is fueling a lot of these elevated showers and thunderstorms. Some surface base, especially over into Chicago, where a line of thunderstorms is starting to develop. These storms out here are developing off of warm, moist air that's advecting in. And it was interesting earlier, we were watching in St. Joe County, a little bit of weak rotation there. Nothing to write home about, and it looks like it lost it, that rotation, the latest couple of scans. So it looks like just a thunderstorm. Looks like Laura just commented in, we're looking for another tornado at St. Joe County. It doesn't look like it anymore. It was getting very concerning for a few scans, but looks like we are all good now.
That poor cat.
That's Lion King and the cat.
We got another question about Monroe. Or, yeah, that one.
So Monroe, for the rest of the night, there's a storm heading your way currently. And once that clears out, there is nothing behind it, but there is a potential for a. Actually, we just had an MD issued for Southwest Michigan. There's a watch possible 40% for Southwest Lower Michigan tonight.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me from the Storm Prediction Center. Again, a lot of the forecast models, high-res models, are showing that line in some form, layer form, making it across overnight. Looking at the parameters, it does support a line of convection with strong damaging winds being possible, along with heavy rain moving across the state. I know earlier, speaking of Monroe County, wasn't Lenawee County just a little bit ago under severe thunderstorm warning, Ryan?
Yeah, we were live on that.
I mean, we're in a southwest Michigan over by where I live is sitting right now in about the 2,000 joules per kilogram Cape.
Yeah, there's still a lot of potential energy for these storms to thrive overnight. That low-level jet, that continued warm, moist advection will continue those storms overnight tonight, it looks like. So potentially
Hey,
long night ahead.
Hey, Nick, can you bring up the mesoscale discussion that was just issued?
I can sure try.
I have it on my computer here, Ryan. It just hasn't popped on the SBC site yet.
Okay, I'm on COD, and they have it on theirs as well. I see it on the SPC now as well. It includes pretty much the north side of Grand Rapids all the way down to the 69 corridor down to Coldwater. So it's a pretty good chunk of Southwest Michigan as well.
I'll see if I can get it here, and then you can take my computer.
That's okay. That's 40%. So a watch is possible later on this evening for damaging winds. So it'd be a severe thunderstorm watch. It would not be a tornado watch, for those wondering. And that would be for the far southwest corner of Michigan. All right. Kelly has been asking about Mendon and Leonidas. I don't want to mispronounce that. But those areas are included in a severe risk for this evening. For right now, though, I'm trying to find you. I know you're somewhere through here. You're just getting rain right now. Nothing severe that I can tell on radar. Just some heavy rain. There's probably some thunder there as well. Like I said, later on, watch for a potential secondary squall line to push through closer to midnight or 1 a.m. What are you laughing at, Chandler?
It doesn't matter.
No. We got a question. Will that storm cell over Lake Michigan become stronger and more developed? And I was wondering the same thing. We've got one coming across the lake at Racine, in Racine, Wisconsin right now. It is over the lake now. We also have this one I'm going to circle here, right over the lake. And it has seemed to be, I don't know if it's just getting further away from the radar, but it has seemed to be weakening as it's over the lake at the moment. See if GRR can pick it up a little bit better. Yeah, definitely.
So this
Actually,
is that.
a few scans back, just a second, Chandler. A few scans back, this is actually showing that it's growing over the lake, along with the one just entering the lake right here.
It'll be interesting to see how those interact with the lake, and it looks like they'll be here in about 2 hours or so to the lake shore.
Yes.
Just taking a look right now at Lake Michigan water temperatures, even in central Lake Michigan, surface water temperatures right now are in the low 70s, which is, we're in that time of year where the, Lake Michigan is at its warmest. So a lot of the times you'll get these storms, and even if they are surface based, they will generally survive the trek over the lake. But given it is a marine layer, I would say right now those storms over the lake, they at least have a chance of maintaining themselves. And we'll see what shape they are if they come on shore.
May see an SWS come in for Branch County near Coldwater. I see some increased velocities on that storm as well as this hill core. Brianna, the watch would drop off near Coldwater. Again, they haven't issued it yet. It's just a mesoscale discussion that was posted highlighting a specific area, which was around the Coldwater area. So we'll see what they do in about an hour or two. Again, it's a watch possible. It's a 40% issuance probability, so it's not guaranteed. Oakland County, you are still in a severe threat this evening, but the risk is definitely highest to your south and west. Same thing with Andrea asking about Metro Detroit. Your area of interest is going to be further west. Storms may trek further east than expected. If they do, then Detroit would get a severe threat, but right now the highest threat appears to be to your west. Is everything past Monroe and Newport? Monroe should just be clearing the rain right now that's moving through. And behind that, there's nothing. There may be a few pop-ups that start to pop up, but as of right now, there's just about maybe 3 to 5 more miles of rain until it's on Lake Erie. So we'll be clearing up here within the next about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, look, I got Monroe on radar right now. Looks like those cells split right as they were getting to Monroe and South Monroe. Again, nothing severe here. I don't even see lightning, unless this radar doesn't pick up lightning.
I know mine doesn't for some reason.
No, I see one right here. So maybe it's special marine statement out there, though. Wind gusts up to 34 knots or greater in small hail.
All right. So if you're on Lake Erie watching us, there's a small chance that you're on Lake Erie.
It's possible.
It's possible.
I know a lot of walleye fishermen out there that they could be watching.
If you want to go ahead and look at Coldwater back in Branch County to your west, Nick, I'm going to take a peek at that storm really quickly. While you go over there, somebody's asking about Bronson. So Bronson tonight, you are included in the higher severe threat. Again, the overall threat tonight is low at this point. But Bronson would be included in a potential severe watch later on. We expect the southwest corner near the Bronson area to be in the highest threat for severe weather.
Welcome
and
back,
again,
Chandler. Sorry, go ahead, Alex.
I was going to say, and again, the Storm Prediction Center has had us at a marginal risk for most of the day. And with that, those line of storms as they move in from Chicago, that's generally what we expect, whether that watch is issued or not. Again, like our forecast, has pretty much had all day. There is that low risk for severe weather anywhere you are at in Southwest Michigan where that MD had been issued. Over the next few hours, expect, that low-end threat for damaging winds to 60 miles an hour and hail. Whether a watch is issued or not, there is that chance. So don't necessarily wait for a watch to be issued, even if one isn't issued. There is still that chance for isolated severe weather overnight tonight.
Did we go over the SPC thing or not yet? The MD.
No, go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna pull mine up here. Holy cow! It's a racetrack in here. Let's see here. Is it show in my stream?
No.
Not yet. Here, let me.
And I removed it, added it back.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. So this is the area for the mesoscale discussion, valid until midnight Eastern Daylight Time. 40% will watch. It's kind of a coin flip. So you can see down here, small Boeing segment has recently intensified across Northeast Illinois with a 53 knot gust recently observed in Aurora, Illinois. Some uptick in storm intensity has also been noted into central Illinois. Downstream environment into northern Indiana and southwest lower is not as unstable, but some low-level moistening from the southwest in conjunction with continued support from the mid-level shortwave trough moving across the Great Lakes may help sustain these storms as they move eastward late this evening. While nocturnal cooling has commenced, a residual well-mixed boundary layer resulting from earlier diurnal heating mixing may continue to support a threat of locally damaging wind gusts as storms spread across northern Indiana and Lake Michigan into southwest lower. Depending on trends over the next 30 to 60 minutes, watch issuance is possible. So these are the offices: IWX, GRR, Indiana, KLOT. So that's that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that bow echo on radar. We're over in Illinois here. Draw it real quick. This boundary line right here.
That's your outflow winds.
Yep.
Hey, Alex, does that storm near Coldwater look a little suspicious to you, or is it just me?
Sus.
No, it's been looking a little suspicious now for a little bit. It's been maintaining itself, but
It does not look suspicious to me, if my opinion matters.
It does matter. It does.
I'm trying to line this up here.
Circle it, Nick.
Talking about this right here?
Yeah. No. Just to the right of it. Yeah.
just
You can
that
zoom
general
into-
broad area.
Yeah.
Right there.
It's pretty broad. It's pretty. It's nothing suspicious yet, but it's been in. It's been sitting there.
Just hanging out. I mean, radar does show, at least reflectivity does show a little bit of a hook there.
Yeah, I see Chandler's point, though, where that back end, where that red is meeting the green, is clear air.
That's all it is. If it was.
But
No.
it still has an increased area of reflectivity or velocity. over the
Velocity is
back
increased.
road.
I'm not looking at like rotation or anything. Just the velocity is increased.
Right. So some higher end gusts there, probably closer to 30 or 40. Nothing significant. That's
So-
fairly close to the IWX radar as well. So,
Yes.
well, not really. It's 3,000 feet. So
What do we know?
Not a whole lot.
Jackie says it's 86 outside of Coldwater. Is that true?
No, that's off of 86. So.
Oh, my bad. I read that
86
wrong.
goes in there.
Gotcha.
It's okay. I thought that too. And I was like, I was just outside. It is not 86, but. What's up with this weather lately? Dude, you're telling me, man. Not really man or dude, but it's just been one of those things. I mean, we went the majority of the spring and early summer without a lot of severe weather. And now here we are. We're getting severe weather. We're getting tornadoes, like you said. Yep, heavy rain and cold water coming in waves. Yep, sounds about right.
I do want to draw everybody's attention to some development we have over on the coast of Lake Michigan here. We do still have those cells over the lake, but I do see some newer cells popping up just to the west of Benton Harbor, Paw Paw Lake. Keep an eye on those as well.
In the regime we're in, I'm honestly not surprised. We're going to continue to see probably individual little cells continue to pop up here, out ahead of that main line in Illinois.
For sure.
Yeah, Hillsdale, Lenawee, you're on deck for these storms, and Branch County moving that way. So let's keep that in mind too. They're moving east southeast. We have a lot of followers tonight online from Lenawee County in particular, as well as Monroe County.
Yes, we have been getting a lot of questions about that. Looks like all those storms have passed Monroe now.
Yeah, for now. I think what Nick was pointing out there with that development over towards South Haven, Benton Harbor, the way that's taking shape looks like there's a boundary or maybe an outflow boundary there.
Let me pull up the velocity again.
Anywhere, yeah, go ahead and do that from Kenosha, Wisconsin, all the way down towards the Angola area, towards Van Wert. There appears to be a boundary that storms are firing off of there. Probably some outflow from past storms, I'm going to assume. So that's an interesting little feature.
Yeah,
Well.
what?
Just a TDS on radar. I gotta go tuck Britain to bed. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, pretty quiet right now.
For the 127 of you who are in here, we are currently just kind of chilling, monitoring some storms ongoing in Branch as well as St. Joseph and South Kalamazoo counties. We do have MCS, or we call it MCS. It's a squall line or a line of storms pushing towards southwest Michigan currently. It's over Chicago area, pushing onto Lake Michigan. It looks like it's on a more weakening trend, in my opinion, although that's up for debate. We'll see if that maintains strength over the lake. If it does, we could see a potential severe threat develop in southwest Michigan in about an hour and a half, closer to midnight, 1 a.m. And wind and hail are going to be your main threats. Tornadoes are not expected, although we never want to rule one out just because the atmosphere today especially has been conducive for rotating storms.
Sorry, Jackie. And yes, Andrew, I know it's not very quiet with the thunder right now in cold water.
Ronnie asked, the purple, what does it mean on velocity? The purple is basically just clutter. It doesn't really mean anything.
This purple right here.
Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything. You don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, we kind of see it as interference or just basically interference.
Yeah, it's undefined by the radar, so it's interference. It's kind of just nothing.
Rose asks, where is Joel? Where is Jolio at?
Hello, Vicksburg. What are you doing?
What is Vicksburg doing?
Yeah.
Let's take a peek at it real quick. Hail for sure.
Well, yes. Maybe a little bit of a microburst.
I'm not really seeing much of anything. Maybe some increased velocity there, but
Definitely heavy rain,
I see it.
and a little bit of wind.
Yeah, I would say it's a microburst type of feature downburst because it's moving away from the rain, so it could be a microburst downburst.
Andrew, I'm sure a lot of parents feel that way.
I would say maybe some small hail given the increase in the DBZ there.
If you guys haven't already, hit the like button on this stream. If you haven't done it, we would appreciate that.
Very much so.
Let's try and get over 200 likes. We have 178. Let's try and get to 200. That'd be awesome. 131 on here. We appreciate you guys tuning in. It's currently all quiet across most of Michigan. We're just watching this line develop into
We're not supposed to say that Q word.
all is calm.
Stop with the adjectives, Ryan.
Man, I'm killing me. It's actually a nightmare outside right now.
Yeah, it's just-
everywhere is raining, tornadoes everywhere. No,
No, we can't say that either.
just kidding. Just kidding. But no, we're tracking some storms moving through southwest Michigan. Nothing severe at this time, but there is a threat for severe weather as the evening goes on. So we'll probably be live here. I'll probably be live. I don't know how long you guys want to be on here, but I'll probably be live for a while. So
Yeah, we'll give it a little bit.
that line near Chicago is really what we're watching closely. Although the potential for severe weather does exist with these storms currently working through Branch and St. Joseph, as well as southern Calhoun and Kalamazoo counties. But the severe threat that we're really focusing in on would be closer to Chicago. And if I animate that based on velocity and also reflectivity, it appears to be on a weakening trend. So we hope that continues, because if that continues, it's good news for those of you in Southwest Michigan. But still, bears watching as the evening goes on to see how this develops.
Again, this is marginal risk setup, a low end threat setup. So, we are watching that potential, but again, the line of storms as it moves through, we'll kind of watch what it does. But this isn't a slam dunk line by any means where we're expecting a lot of wind or anything. This isn't a slight or an enhanced risk day where we're expecting an overnight big whopper of a line of storms, but definitely some threat from some damaging winds here is possible if this line holds together.
Yeah, I highlighted a question here. They're asking if it's going to be a repeat of Wednesday at all.
No.
No, we don't have the wind shear to produce tornadoes tonight.
It's going to be interesting to watch that little cluster of storms just off the lake from South Haven. I think that's going to line up and bow out, come right into the Allegan County area.
Well, we're even seeing some development in front of it as well. Maybe not really in front of it, just some clutter in front of it.
Yeah, like I was saying a little bit ago, like we're going to continue to see these storms just pop up over the lake and continue to move in. So,
Randy asks first off, he says the keyword's a bad word. Yeah, I'm learning that tonight, Randy. I apologize for that. What is the time frame? What was that?
Did I say? Oh, never mind. I heard you wrong while I was reading the group chat. I thought you said sorry for Chandler's bad word, and I was like,
No, I don't think you said anything.
not tonight.
Not yet.
speaking of Wednesday night,
Hey, we were able to cover up most of them.
Well, it's better than the last time when Alex and I were chasing in Illinois.
Yeah.
We try to keep it PG, but sometimes a few PG-13 words will slip through, so we do apologize for that. But in the heat of the moment, it's really hard to keep cool. So
You can only say it once in a PG-13, and that was a few times.
anyway, the timing for Hillsdale. There's a storm heading into Hillsdale County right now that does not appear to be severe, although it remains possibility. But the line of storms out in Illinois, Chicago area, that'll probably push through closer to, I'd say, 3 a.m. for you guys in Hillsdale. Would that be a good guess, Alex?
for Hillsdale, yeah.
If they hold together.
If they hold together, yeah.
Right, that's a big if. Looking at the velocity in the radar, it looks like it's on a very weakening trend. I don't see this. I don't see this maintaining very much, honestly.
No, I mean, earlier when we were talking about the storm in Branch County, it's definitely got a lot of heavy rain, and some lightning. The velocity was kind of just expanding for a while there when you looped it, which is why it got my attention, not necessarily for anything other than the velocity picked up where you could get some stronger winds. There was a special weather statement for 30 to 40 mile an hour winds earlier. So we could have had a repeat of that, but it looks like the velocity is trending down.
Cassandra brings up a question about storms crossing Lake Michigan, asking, don't they strengthen?
So it really depends on the situation for storms that are crossing the marine layer on Lake Michigan. A lot of the times that marine layer, especially if they're individual, depending on the time of day, depending on the environment, that marine layer, if they ingest that, will tend to cause those storms to weaken. But there are exceptions to that, especially this time of year where the water's warmer overall, depending on the speed of the storms, how quickly they're moving, if they're in a line, and if they are elevated or surface based. If they're elevated, that means they're getting a lot of their energy from the dynamics of the atmosphere versus the marine layer if they were surface based. So again, a lot of factors when the storms come across the lake. That's not just clear cut each time.
I see we just got a report a couple minutes ago on our MSC messenger pea-sized hail in Vicksburg.
That
Yeah.
sounds about right.
I was telling you guys about that elevated DBZ near Vicksburg with the small hail. It doesn't surprise me.
On the radar right now, I do have the hail core circled. We're gonna go back to velocity here. I thought you were about to sneeze.
Eugene asks, what time for Kalamazoo?
Good question.
Kalamazoo right now is in the clear, although we do have a line of storms developing off to the west of you. That could impact you within the next hour or two. Excuse me. And then if that line over Chicago holds together, that'd be closer to, I'd say, 1.
Yeah, 1.
Maybe a bit before that. It was centered around 1 o'clock, a bit before, a bit after, possibly. Yeah, Ashley, we do apologize for that. But again, the heat of the moment, we try to keep it PG, but it'll occasionally slip out.
It's 100% my fault for the F word. I am willing to take full responsibility for that. If you hear profanity on this channel, it's usually coming from me.
Sorry, Grandma.
Andrew says he's going to send you some soap, Chandler. Or no, actually,
No, that was for
nope,
the Q
that's
words.
me. That's me.
Not for the keywords.
That was me as well.
Oh, man. We can drop F-bombs. We can't drop Q-bombs here.
No, no.
If it's for Chandler, you need a case of soap, but just for the keywords.
Yeah, you need a little bit more than a case of soap.
Looks right.
Hey, we have a great question on. Oh,
I was going to bring this up. Looks
Yeah.
like rotation in cold water. It is not rotation.
Will you circle it, Nick? And then zoom in on it a little bit so we can explain why it's not.
So your winds there are going outbound on both directions, meaning that it's falling and spreading outward, which is a classic microburst. If it was rotation, it'd be meeting. It's not meeting. It's spreading outward.
I was playing around with the draw tool earlier, looking at that, just to
It looks-
confirm if it was.
It looks more like a microburst or a downburst there than
Yes.
it's not rotation.
I do want to highlight one quick question here. What is the difference between the left and the right side of the radar? If anybody wants to explain that real quick.
I would need more details on that question. I'm not sure what he's asking.
Well, he's looking at my radar here, and I've
Oh.
got reflectivity on one side, velocity on the other side.
Oh.
If
So
you
on the,
wanna-
on the left is your classic radar. We call it reflectivity. That's your rain falling. The green is light rain. The yellow is moderate. And then the reds are heavy rain. And then on the right side is your wind velocity, which we can look at stuff like rotation, tornadoes. It can indicate microbursts, stuff like that. If you have any other questions, if that answered it, we hope it did. But if you have any other questions, let us know.
And we will try to, at least me personally, explain what radar product I'm pulling up. Like, we use a few of them, like the correlation coefficient here, this shows debris in the air. So like we say in hail cores, if I zoom in here, we got a small one here. I can use this draw tool to circle the higher DBZ on our reflectivity side, and it'll match up here with my correlation coefficient to show the hail core size. We're going to throw it back on velocity here. And I want to look more over on this stuff heading to the lake shore here, because we got some heading on shore in Paw Paw Lake. I'm going to pull up just to reflectivity here. And radar scope needs to keep going. There we go.
We know why weather's being manipulated. Right, Darlene. We'll go with that. Love watching you guys because you do explain what you're looking at and what's happening. Appreciate it. No problem. The number one thing that I think most people do in the weather field that is a disservice is not explain what we're looking at. Because if you don't understand what you're looking at, how does it help you? Well, it doesn't. That's the short answer. So we want to make sure we can provide explanations so you can see what we're looking at all times. Help keep you safer.
Yes.
Our mission statement at Michigan Storm Chasers is we have you covered from beginning to end, no matter the weather. We stand behind that. Yes, Cassandra.
Loretta, these storms right now will not be hitting Sturgis, but you are still in the area of severe threat later tonight.
About 45 minutes from where I live, Cassandra. Or I'm sorry, not Cassandra, Loretta.
Yeah, is it a bad thing I have chaser dots on right now, or is that all right?
No, it doesn't matter.
It shows us where the convergence is.
Yeah.
If we go over here near Chicago, see all the red dots. Or
Good night, Jackie.
Or if we can find a storm out west. There we go. Lots of people out.
Tina says it's now thundering and reading, which is over by Hillsdale. Jessica asks, are we expecting more severe storms or heavy winds in Lenawee County tonight? It's a possibility, although right now the threat looks pretty low. We're mainly focusing on Southwest Michigan just because that's where the better environment is right now. We don't think that the storms over Chicago are going to push that far east. There's a chance they could. And there's also a chance for some random pop-ups as the evening goes on. In fact, there's actually a pop-up that just popped up south of me in Blissfield in Lenawee County. Severe threat does remain intact, but it's a low-end severe threat.
I just got a question on our MSC chat or our DMs. How's Faster Horses looking for tonight?
All right, let's take a peek at. Go ahead and go to Lenawee County. We'll go ahead and zoom in for you. If you want to switch radars over, actually, you can keep it IWX if it's on IWX.
I'm on GRR.
All right, that's fine too, or whatever. Upper part of the northwest part of Lenawee County. Go ahead and bring your mouse down to the southwest a little bit. Up. You see that dot up by Manitowoc Beach, Devils Lake? Left. You go left. Right there. Go ahead and zoom in right there. There's MIS. So you have Cement City up there. That's about where MIS is at. And if you look off to your west, we have this whole blob of rain moving towards that general direction. We do expect that to maintain its strength as it pushes towards you. So faster horses. It's a big old festival going on there in Brooklyn. That's a lot of people camping up there too. So definitely a severe threat tonight. And we do have more rain and storms heading your way. So stay alert.
Stake down your tents
Yeah, stake down your tents for sure.
very well.
Hopefully you have a bigger shelter to take shelter in besides a tent. But if you are at faster horses or know people at faster horses, give them a heads up that they do have some rainstorms heading their way, and they do have the potential to become strong or even severe.
Yes.
Northern Indiana just put out a special marine warning off of Berrien County for the line of storms now from Chicago. I don't know if it's popped up yet for radar scope. It just popped up on my end from Interactive National Weather Service chat. So you'll see it pop up on radar scope in a couple of minutes here.
Okay, so it's not the one from Chicago. It's
No,
over
you'll
by
see
Benton
it.
Harbor.
You'll see it pop up in a few minutes.
All right, cool. Yeah, those are definitely intensifying out over the lake right now. Probably a really good light show looking over the lake in South Haven right now.
Yeah, I can imagine if anybody's, in South Haven or down the lakeshore, Benton Harbor, St. Joe, even Bridgman, Stevensville. I mean, even up and down the lakeshore, even north of South Haven, those storms that are over central Lake Michigan right now, you could probably look off to the west and see a lot of lightning.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I know there's a sky cam out of South Haven. I wonder if you can see some lightning off of there.
I'll pull it up, Nick.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know a couple of the cities. South Haven, I think St. Joe, city of St. Joe has one as well.
I want to
Maria.
bring up the fact there's over 50,000 people at that Faster Horses Festival this year.
That's
I see
a lot.
Rhonda said it's like a city up there right now. She lives locally to that area, so she would know.
Heather says she can see it from the lakeshore in Fenville. Definitely.
Yep, there's that special marine warning that popped up.
I got it.
Maria, there is no tornado right now. We're just tracking some severe or potential severe storms.
So hazard wind gusts to nearly 50 knots. So that's just over 50 miles an hour. Locations impacted: New Buffalo, St. Joseph, and Michigan City. And if these storms keep intensifying over the lake, just west of South Haven and Douglas here, we should see another one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see one kind of hit right behind the lighthouse area, kind of like.
Can you bring that up full screen, Chan?
But then I can't look at anything else on my computer.
Okay, never mind. That's fine.
I want to see one hit like right in here because we'll see all the structure right in through here. You can kind of see it when they hit over here, but if we can get one right here.
Looks like they need to update that camera a little bit.
I was surprised.
Oh yeah, that was good. Good light show out there. Pretty soon we'll be able to see Spyglass, Skycam in Holland as well. If we wanted to look at that one as well.
I do want to bring up the fact now we have an increase in velocity over just to the south of Coldwater that may need a warning if it continues to strengthen.
Let's take a look.
I'm looking at the storm relative.
Oh, that was gorgeous. Sorry.
No, you're
Oh,
fine.
you're good. You're good.
I'm going to quick switch it back to radar for a minute.
It's fine. A warning. Where do you see warning criteria on that, Ryan? I'm just curious.
Go to storm relative out of IWX. I don't
And
see.
sorry to
yeah.
interrupt. Special marine warning just popped up for the rest of the lakeshore.
Hey, I was right.
I'm just getting it on my weather radio as well.
It was
I mean-
brighter at the 1047 and 1053 scans than what it is now.
Gotcha. I was going to say I'm pulling up like 32, which is arguable special weather statement.
I just had a huge thunderclap here. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but I got
Thunderclap.
Maria, how
Branch
did I
County's
sleep the
just-
other night? Short.
Branch County's just intrigued me for the last hour or so, just because of the increase in velocity, just for the area of strong winds outside of what we've been looking at. It's nothing to write home about, but 30, 40 mile an hour winds, especially
Mhm.
moving into that faster horses area if people are outside still.
I'm gonna pull the South Haven stream back in there, Nick, just for a little bit.
I got it for you. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Perfect timing for that lightning. That was awesome. Yeah, I wonder if there's a sky cam for Paw Paw Lake area 2. It's a light show down there.
I'll see if I can find one in a minute.
Yes, Maria, I would like a cookie.
I want a cookie.
I want a cookie. Just
If
waiting
you
for it to
give
pop
a
up on
Nick a
Radarscope
cookie.
here. I'll eat all of them. Ask Chandler. I will eat every single
Exactly.
cookie.
All right. I gave you a challenge. We're gonna give you a pack of Oreos. And you have to
Oh
put down
my.
this.
Sorry, lightning interrupted you. What were you saying, Ryan?
I was just gonna say I'm gonna give you a pack of Oreos, and you have to finish it within an hour.
An hour.
Yeah, that's all you get.
Chandler just left. He said goodbye.
He's back.
He's back. Welcome back.
Tyler wants to know if you can look at Jonesville, which is Hillsdale area, for severe weather.
Sorry, I hit the back button on accident.
I don't think the storms in Branch County had really ever a chance to become really severe, at least from what they've had so far. But the increase in velocity is a concern if they, move into the general area of the faster horses if people are outside still.
All of Lake Michigan from Allegan County south is now under a special marine warning.
Yeah, Alex said something about that.
You'll see it pop from Holland south here in just a minute, Nick.
I would like to.
Yeah, that special marine warning that for Holland South is specifically for those storms over Lake Michigan that we're watching. The special marine warning
Yeah, we
south
should,
of
Brandon.
that is for the line of storms near Chicago.
This cell right here that I'm circling has me intrigued. Just because it's not in that line.
It'll be absorbed pretty quickly, I would assume. Maybe not.
We'll see in a few scans. It does kind of look like it's drifting up that way. I mean, even this one here is getting sucked up into that one.
Heather, I see you saying this lightning is wild. Can you take a video and send it to us?
Yes, please do that.
We love lightning.
And we love lightning videos, and we'll post it on the page if it's a good one. But if it's not a good one, then we won't.
All right, here's that special marine warning. Wind gusts up to 34 miles or 34 knots or greater in small hail. Locations impacted included South Haven, St. Joseph, Saugatuck. That marine warning does stretch all the way up to Holland.
Somebody asking about Northwest Indiana. You do have that complex off into Illinois, pushing into Northwest Indiana currently. Nothing is severe at this time, just some gusty winds, looks like maybe up to 50 miles per hour. There could be a few warnings issued for that general area in Northwest Indiana, but right now there's nothing severe, but the chances are there.
Ronald, I will not be watching the storm all night. These
I will
other guys
not be.
can if they want to, but I got to be up for work in the morning at 8.
I'll be up for a while. Whether I'm live or not, I'm not sure, but if anything goes severe and I'm up, I'll be live.
I've got a tea time in the morning. I can't stay up too late.
Oh boy! All right, Tiger. Let's
Yeah,
calm
right.
down over there.
Yeah.
This is a really, really good question from Tyler Young here. Did you guys expect the tornado in Colon 2 days ago? And I'm going to start on this one. You guys can build off me if you'd like. The short answer is no, but the longer answer is we had been forecasting a low-end tornado threat for days before when this came through. So I think we started on Sunday or Monday for
Yes.
sure. We started monitoring the potential for a low end tornado threat over there with the parameters that were set in place in the atmosphere on Wednesday. We knew there was a chance for tornadoes. Nick, if you could just zoom out and circle like the bottom 2 rows of counties, or maybe like the bottom row and a half of counties for Michigan for me. Yeah, so we knew in that area all the way over to Detroit, but you don't have to circle all the way over there. In that area for Michigan specifically, that was where the best parameters were going to set up for either a spin-up tornado or a supercellular tornado. Again, anywhere in there is kind of playing darts like this until the storms are there. But we knew it was going to happen in that area, not necessarily in Colon for certain, but that's a really good question. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah, we sent the forecast out on Sunday about the threat for the potential for tornadoes, highlighting the warm front stalling out in the 94 corridor. So we had the idea of the threat, like Chandler said. It just so happened to be in the town of Colon. So we did have a few other areas of potential tornadic rotation, but those have been unconfirmed from the National Weather Service as well.
Or unsurveyed. Maria, do we go live even if someone is sick? We might. We don't go live all the time, but if we want to go live, we'll go live. You know. Holly, do these storms coming have a tornado risk? No, they really don't. I mean, it's not zero, but it's more like 0.0000001. How do you send video pay? You should be able to message us on our Michigan Storm Chasers Facebook page. If you go to the main page, you should be able to do that.
Yeah, you should be able to. It's in our DMs. You should be able to send them that way, or you can email us at mistormchasers@gmail.com.
Yep.
And it looks like you guys are saying, where were you saying Faster Horses is?
Brooklyn, Lenawee County. You had it right there.
Yeah, I'm
It's going to be just to the south of Brooklyn, up
gonna
by.
circle that.
It's just southwest of there.
Yeah. So Brooklyn is right here, and then, yeah, of course, it just disappears. And these are moving east, but it seems like they're drifting a little bit south as well. These storm tracks are saying east. The scans have definitely shown it drifting south.
This reflectivity is really interesting because none of the cams had this on it at all.
No, they didn't.
None of them did. Even the NAM, which is the closest to this, showed a southeasterly trend from everything.
Yeah, I want to point out the fact that these models this week have been complete trash. The HRRR is one of the most trusted models that we use, which is a short-term model. It's kept today. The forecast from that model was completely dry for the entire state. And we ended up having 4 or 5 different supercells that could have produced tornadoes earlier today. The NAM model has been the most accurate, and even that model has been completely off. So forecasting this particular setup over the past several days has been a nightmare because we haven't really had much model guidance.
Circle that red spot in there, Nick.
Yeah,
I just want to see where that's at.
That's us.
This one right there.
Yeah.
We're gonna redraw that.
I was gonna say you can pause it even if you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So it's probably a micro. It's probably a microburst then.
Which radar are you on? IWX?
Detroit.
Okay, Detroit.
Well, sheesh. Easy there, scroll wheel.
I was gonna say it pops up on both radars. That's
I
interesting.
see it here.
Talking about this right here.
That'll make it a 4-0 ball game.
What, this?
No. Let's see here. Storm gonna hit Macomb County. It might, but it'll just be some gusty winds and rain. Nothing severe. What is a microburst? That is a great question. Let me pull up a diagram here to explain it better.
And while he's doing that, I'm going to go back to the KGRR radar and look at what's coming on shore.
And while Nick's doing that, I'll go ahead and answer this question regarding concerns for Battle Creek. So again, a low-end severe threat this evening. Any storm does have potential for severe weather, but it's a very low-end threat. The main threats will be
Ryan, or
wind
is it
and
just-
hail.
No, he's still here.
It was me. It was me.
I want to draw you guys' attention to this cell that popped up within the last 3 scans. Okay, 5. But that popped up quick there, headed towards Portage.
4, take it or leave it.
Kind of expected that to fill in eventually toward Kalamazoo. So yeah, Kalamazoo proper area and as well as Portage does have that rain and storm threat now. Knocking on its door threat. Or knocking, wow, I'm tired. Knocking on its door.
I'm going to quick look at something real quick. Yeah, that is still in standard.
Tornado risk for Monroe tonight is very low. I wouldn't expect anything.
There's a diagram.
So this is what a microburst looks like. So obviously up here is your storm, right? So a microburst is when there's a lot of precipitation and wind that comes down. So you have your winds coming out, making this sort of a gust front. So if you're standing right here, you're going to feel all these winds coming this way. And those are winds from up here that are being pulled down to the surface and then coming out down at the surface. And it doesn't just come down and spread out one way, it spreads in all ways. And that's where your heaviest precipitation is. If I switch over to this stream to this page, this is a picture of one. Give me just uno momento here.
Yeah, you'll have to change the...
I know, I just got to go back in and do it. It doesn't let me do it that way. Unless I put it on Chrome, and I don't dare do that. No, that's not what I want. Actually, that'll be fine. So this is a picture of a microburst. So you can see the precipitation coming down, right? But what you can't see is the winds. So there's winds coming out and going this direction. There's wind coming out and going this direction. There's wind on the backside going that way. There's wind going in all directions from this, and it's a large, heavy band of precipitation coming down towards the ground.
Yeah, Chen, you're lagging a little bit there.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Who did we lose? We lost Alex.
Yeah. What? Thank you.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Alex.
And this this cell that I pointed out here that is heading towards Portage, it already has a small hail core on it. Quick circle it right here.
It'll be interesting to see if those congeal in a singular line.
I don't need 2 reflectivities. I need 1.
I'm getting a message from Eddie saying we have damage from the earlier storm in Adrian, which is Lenawee County. I'm going to see if I can't confirm some of these areas from that storm.
Okay.
Alan, if you can send us a video of that lightning, that would be awesome. No tornado risk for Monroe tonight.
Got some nice inflow there. Oh, hello.
Well.
What do we have here?
Clear air.
Yeah.
Where did I go wrong?
Well, I kind of wanted to stay up for these storms as they came here, but I really don't want to stay up for just 30-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, Ryan, I might have you take back over. I'm probably going to go to bed here soon.
If nothing looks to be that significant, I'll probably hop off here and just monitor. And if anything does happen, I'll probably go back live.
Okay.
Why don't we run for another 10 minutes here, boys, and then we'll just call it for the night.
That sounds good.
Do all the shameless plugs we can in the last 10 minutes. What?
Nothing.
Stay up, stay up.
Stay up.
I've been up.
You don't have to go to work in the morning, dude. I gotta go to work in the morning.
I've been up since 4:15. Some people don't even know there's a 4 a.m.
I didn't till right now.
I've been up since 5 here as well, so it's been a long day for us all.
I know what 4 a.m. is. It's when I go from my bed to the bathroom in the middle of the night and grab a glass of water.
Old people problems.
You did not just go there, Nick.
Sorry.
Once again, folks, Michigan Storm Chasers After Dark Edition.
Yeah. Sorry, Alex.
All right. Have a good night, guys. No, I'm just kidding.
I knew you could find the humor in that. I only said it because I knew you could take it.
I was looking at Chicago's radar. It's an interesting evolution of the line now. If you switch over to Chicago's radar, you have your northern area over Lake Michigan, and then a southern area that looks more pronounced now in Illinois and starting to bow out pretty well with reflectivity and velocity. Now, it'll be interesting to see the general motion being east, but if that line can somehow skirt the lake east-northeast into south-central Michigan, I'm talking east of Cass and St. Joe counties would be, south-central, southeast Michigan. If that line down by Kankakee and west of Cedar Lake and southwest of Gary can eventually move east-northeast. And if that line maintains itself, our parameters, again, aren't like the other night. The winds are generally more unidirectional, meaning from one to the other and not necessarily rotating. So if that line can maintain itself, we might be looking at some more organized convection later on. This would be after 2-3 in the morning, so definitely beyond our time frame. That's a little too far to the southwest for us to stay on right now, but something to watch. And there's still elevated velocity over the lake, even though the reflectivity doesn't look as pronounced. And it'll be interesting to see if that elevated velocity maintains over the lake into the southwest Michigan, Benton Harbor, St. Joe, up to South Haven.
Yeah, Ronnie, you're right about not this kind of entertainment on regular weather coverage. So share with all your friends, share with your family members. We want to have as many people following as we possibly can. And while it is entertaining, right? I mean, we have nailed all of our forecasts so far in the last month and a half. I mean, we've been 100% spot on, over 72 hours out on the majority of them. So we like to take great pride in that. So
Yes, give our forecast crew a big round of applause. Ryan and Alex. They've been killing it.
We have a great team here. We're glad y'all are watching us and listening to us. I think we have the right guys for this group. We all bring a level of experience in one area or another, and it all gels together pretty well.
Oh, hey, who did that?
You're welcome. Why don't you talk about it, Nick?
What, our Helicity line? Or our
Yeah.
Michigan Storm Chasers line on Helicity?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to know?
Just tell them about it.
What about this shirt here? It's not in our Michigan Storm Chasers line, but it's on the Helicity store. We're having a sale right now, 15% off this weekend, going on right now with code SUMMER. Also got this mouse pad, little Hook Echo mouse pad.
And we have that weather store. You can buy any and all Michigan Storm Chasers merchandise on that website. Just go to helicity.co and look for Michigan Storm Chasers, and then you can also buy all sorts of different things there as well.
I was going to wear my Michigan Storm Chasers shirt, but I couldn't find it, so I
Mine's
opted for the
in
other one.
Black and white.
I still have my work polo on, so
Yeah, and we're adding products on there all the time, so be sure to check back. Also follow the Helicity page if you would like to get updates on that. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook.
That new cell that popped up near Mattawan, north of Lawton, Almena, west of Kalamazoo, it's might have some hail with it. It looks like it.
So what you're saying is,
Yes.
Heather, I should make a Michigan Cat Chasers T-shirt and you'll buy it? Is that what you're telling me? With a
There
picture of my cats on it?
There are some cat shirts on the store. Just gonna put that out there.
Listen, if I need to make a Michigan Cat Chasers shirt, I gotta have all y'all buy at least one of them.
At least one.
We do have some cat stuff on there. You know, we are in the middle of summer as we head towards fall hurricane season. We do have those hurricane scale, the Saffir-Simpson scale on the cats, I think, right?
Oh, I'm gonna throw some links. As long as we're talking about this, I'm gonna throw some links on there.
Yeah, might as well. I've got our seasonal logos in production right now too, so make sure you keep an eye out for those. When we switch our seasonal logos around, there'll be limited edition shirts as well.
Go ahead and check those out.
I'm about to post Kimberly's video to the page of the lightning. Pretty much constant lightning there.
Nice. We also have canvas prints for decorations that Chandler has so graciously provided us with pictures. I'm still waiting for pictures on the other guys. Hint, hint. But yeah, we do have canvas prints available if you want to decorate your home office. What else can we show on the store? As long as we're on the topic.
I don't know.
I just added pins. I know people like to collect pins or buttons. We got those. We got coffee mugs, tumblers, phone cases.
I'm kind of surprised there's not even special weather statement out for any of these. Nick, if you look just to the northwest of Lawrence on CC and reflectivity, there's a little bit of a hail core starting to show up on there.
Where's oh, I see it now.
Just
To the northwest on the. You mean this right here?
Yeah, no, that's northeast.
Oh,
I said east.
I thought you said west. This one right here.
Yeah.
Or is that strike two?
No, that's it.
Okay. What?
Ruby red slippers.
Joe,
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
there is no place like Michigan. I guess Sandra says storms are moving pretty slow.
Very slow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long night for us here tracking. We'll be up for a little bit longer.
Oh my goodness, we got 14 of you looking at the site right now.
as Nick stalks the analytics.
Gotta love the analytics. It
No.
just says 14 visitors.
No tornado threat for Kalamazoo tonight.
All right.
The cell headed towards Lenawee County is not severe.
Looks like the festival up in Brooklyn, the Faster Horses Festival, it looks like some sprinkles are moving in. Right now, the bulk of the precip is to your south, but we do have some storms popping up to the north of that. So be prepared in the next about half hour for maybe a potential heavier rain threat. I know I just posted a forecast for them on the page, but with 50,000 people there, that's definitely something to keep an eye on for them.
Yeah, the Detroit radar definitely just shows some sprinkles at the moment.
Yep, I'm on IWX here. It looks like it's about to start raining a little bit heavier in about 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Kimberly, your video is now on our page, just so you guys, if you want to go see some lightning.
Must have been a pretty good video.
It was constant lightning.
We just got some videos from Alan as well.
Yeah, I was about to go look at those.
They look good.
Yeah,
I'm hearing some good rumbles of thunder now out my window now from that storm in Matawan, Almena area, west of Kalamazoo.
Yeah, you're lucky, Alex. I've got the Seaville shield activated.
although a lot of people can relate to that. What you just said, Chandler, the Seaville, we call it Chandlerville, where he lives at. The shield of anti-storm shield, I guess is what we'll call it, has been activated. I know a lot of you people will say the exact same thing. Storms will always go around me. They always die before they get to me. They split. Yep, that's the storm shield. If you guys haven't already, drop a like on the stream. We're at 240. That's awesome. Can we get to 300? Do we have enough people on here to get to 300?
300 what?
Likes or reactions on the stream.
Oh,
We have enough. Yeah, there we go. Get that. See if we can make a run at 300 here before we hop off here in a minute.
we just gotta say some outlandish stuff. No, we're not gonna do that.
No filter Chandler. Come on, we need you.
No, we
No,
don't need that.
absolutely not.
don't
We do
need
not
that.
need that. We do not need that.
Don't mind me
Also-
just circling some things on radar, just checking things out.
I do want to say one thing for anyone watching right now. Please do not send our page a message asking about a special forecast for your area. When we're all chasing, like on Wednesday, we had people in our inbox asking for specific locations. We're not going to see those at the time. Number one, most importantly, number two, we won't have time to respond to those as we are focused on chasing, most importantly, and tracking and keeping everybody safe. Second and thirdly, if you are interested in location-specific forecasts, for the majority of the time, you can become a subscriber to our Patreon or our Facebook page, and we can make personalized forecasts for you at your request. But please try to stay out of our inbox. We try to keep that open for damage reports, as well as any other storm reports that come in there. I don't want to see that cluttered up with, oh, well, what about here? How about here? What about this place?
Yes.
Feel free to ask on any single post. You can ask in the comments on any single post. That is A-okay. Just we'd like to keep our inbox clear. So
We also have specific live and also comment Q&As. So if we have a setup coming up that we think is widespread, affecting many people here in Michigan, we'll either post a text saying live Q&A, comment your questions. We'll start responding to those in the comments. Or lately, what we've been doing is going live like we are right now, looking at your comments and answering, like we've done tonight, even where people asking about their locations. So we do offer many opportunities to ask, but when it comes down to it, when we're out in the field chasing, we're just not going to see messages.
if you can't afford to subscribe, that is A-okay. Just comment on one of the posts. You do not have to subscribe for us to give you a forecast for your place. Alex, are you still in here?
I'm here.
That line, if you look at the K-Lot radar, is kind of starting to turn northwest a little bit. like you said.
I've been watching it, and
I'm sorry,
also
Northeast.
the new special weather statement that came out with it is all the way up to Gary.
almost there,
Yeah.
Yeah, that is actually. Is there an MCC with that?
I don't know. Bobby White, probably not severe tomorrow, but could be.
Is this that
Um,
line you're talking about?
Hey,
Yeah.
Alex.
St. Joseph, Cassandra probably will not see very much severe weather tonight. If there is, it'll just be some gusty winds.
Hey, Alex. Look at
Yeah.
south of Joliet. Is that an MCV trying to take shape there? It looks like it might be trying to turn that a little bit further to the northeast.
And while they're looking at that, I will say one more thing about when we do have chase days while we're live. We only have 5 people. Well, we had 6, but we have only about 5 people who are on the team for this storm chasing live, and I was the only one who was able to see comments that night. So I appreciate patience when it comes to questions.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was one. You can go ahead, Alex.
No, I was just responding to Ryan's question. I was just taking a look at station plots in Illinois to see if I can see any type of developing broad rotation, and there is a little bit of broad rotation there. That could be like a little vort, convectively aided vort there. That could be aiding that line, Ryan. So yeah, I would say that's possible.
All right, we just got a blanketed special weather statement issued from Grand Rapids that includes everything from the lakeshore over to Lansing.
Wow.
Nickel size hail and winds up to 40. That extends from Albion over to Hartford, and then Douglas and Glen all the way over to Charlotte and west Lansing.
Were you going to say something, Chandler?
Yeah, I just want to show something here. So on some of my most recent posts here, live tracking of severe storms in southwestern Michigan. So that was the live stream we did the other night. We have over 3,000 comments on that from the other night. So the 4 of us guys here tonight, plus one more, are the ones that are in charge of responding to comments. Sometimes we have help from a 6th person. But if we don't get to your comment right away, please be patient with us, because for 5 guys, 4 of whom were storm chasing, 1 of whom was here, to go through all those comments, that's a lot.
Especially looking at potential tornadoes on the ground, focusing on specific areas that are in immediate danger. The focus doesn't really become, for example, the storms back on Wednesday were focused on the western part of the state, and we had hundreds of people commenting asking for the eastern part of the state, which wasn't in immediate danger. So when we do have storms ongoing like that, the focus is going to shift to those storms that are currently in the immediate danger zone.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt. If you can switch back, Nick, to northern or Chicago radar, severe thunderstorm warning now for that Gary cell with a tornado possible tag on it.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, I see that. Cedar Lake.
It's like a pretty good gust front there. That could be a QLCS spin up type of thing.
Yeah. Again, still primary, just looking at damaging winds. But interesting that they would tag it with, it's not out of the realm. Yeah, sometimes that stuff happens on the northern flank of a line when you have a
You can definitely
sort
see
of a comma.
You can definitely see something right here.
I wouldn't plan on your husband getting soaked tomorrow. Would not plan on it. He might get wet, but I don't think he'll get soaked. Depends on when the ride is.
All right, focusing back over to Grand Rapids now.
Where's this Did they come out with that special weather statement, Alex? Because I'm not seeing it yet.
Yes.
I don't see it.
Special weather statements for Allegan, Berry, Eaton, Van Buren, Kalamazoo, Calhoun counties.
You are welcome, Aaron. All right, well, I'm gonna call it. I think.
Yeah, you're losing the battle there.
It's been a busy day.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm probably going to join you. I don't know what the rest of you guys.
I got to work tomorrow morning myself, so
Sounds like Alex is out. Ryan, what about you?
I'll stay up for a little bit and kind of see what the storms in Northwest Indiana are going to do. But otherwise, I'll probably hop off here by midnight or so. I'll just go ahead and watch these and see, give the rundown for people still watching. So, yeah.
All right.
before you go real quick, Nick, can you zoom into that cell on the lake, the middle of the lake, Central Lake, Michigan?
Oh, you mean that one right here? Or this one?
That one.
Yes, this one.
The one
It's
circle.
been- yeah, it's been just velocities kind of just increasing with winds. It just has that shape where it's been kind of,
Yeah, that one's definitely been
Increasing.
doing things.
yeah. So it'll be interesting since it's doing that over the lake. It'll be interesting to see if it maintains itself coming on shore. Could have some enhanced winds, 40, 50 mile an hour winds, even that far north.
Yeah, this one as well.
So anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. I forget who was talking. Was it me?
Probably. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. Of course, we are happy to do this anytime there's potential severe weather.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Simple answer, yes. So yes, I'm also gonna head out. Thanks again for watching.
Ryan,
Have a
if
good
you
night, all.
need me
Stay
to,
safe.
to jump back on, hit me up.
All right, I'll just be watching here for a little bit longer, and then I'll probably hop off here momentarily unless something goes warned.
All right. Thank you all again.
Yes, thank you.
Stay
Gonna
safe,
be-
everyone.
Couldn't do it without all you guys out there. So thank you.
Quick question: do we know how many followers we've gained in the last 48 hours?
I can give you that really quick.
I just want to have a big shout out to all the new followers.
In the past 2 days, we have gotten
Do 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 do
Hold on.
do 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 do.
we have new top cities, by the way. We did have New York as our top city. It's
Currently getting a huge downpour right now where I'm at in Kalamazoo.
Yeah. Bad intercept.
That's right.
All right, so the past 7 days, we have gained 13,900 followers in the past. Past 28 days. My
I was
bad.
gonna.
I was gonna say, I was like,
I
there's
was
no
like, huh?
way,
In the
dude.
last 7 days, we have gained 5,700 followers.
Wow. Thank you, everybody.
Big shout out to all of you guys who have followed the page as of late. We welcome you, and this is what we love to do. This is our passion, and we love doing it. So if you're just getting accustomed to what we do here, we basically cover severe weather when it hits, like you're seeing now. We give forecasts out days in advance, and we go chase storms. Pretty simple operation, but not a lot of people do it. So we decided to start this page, and it's just exploded this year. We've been fully operational since March. And since that, we just, I guess, exploded is the proper terminology for it. And
You guys are here at the beginning. Just wait till we're exploding even more.
Yeah, I'm already struggling with about 900 people in a stream. Well, let's see what 10,000 people in a stream will look like.
Yeah.
also a huge shout
By
out.
yourself.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to our newest followers. We've gained over 1,000 people from Coldwater area alone, according to
Wow.
our analytics site, which I assuming it came mostly from Wednesday night being live in the Coldwater area, got shared around on the community pages. So big shout out to those of you from Branch County, especially in St. Joseph County. We'll do that same exact service that we did for Colon. Wow, that sounded so bad. That sounded so bad. But we were on that storm live as the tornado was going through the town of Colon, and that's basically the whole reason why we're here. We're out chasing these storms, live streaming, watching radar. That's what we do, and that's what we love to do, and that's a good service to provide for you guys as well, so you see what's happening in real time, and it's not just looking at a radar screen or being told there's rotation. We're actually showing you it. So again,
Yes.
thank you to everybody who has come out recently, and that's like Chandler said, we're just getting started.
Yes, and I do believe. Oh, I see. Yeah. With that being said, I'm going to be out of here. I got to go to bed. I can't think straight anymore.
All right, Nick.
Yeah.
See you, man.
See you. Ryan, you want to take over radar?
Yeah, I should have mine. Give me 1 second.
Oh,
Night, guys.
Have a good night, guys. Stay safe.
Night, Chan. Night. Yeah. See, I'm getting tired.
All right, Nick. I should be in. Why is it not presenting?
I don't know.
See if that works.
Good to go?
Yeah, I'm good to go here.
Alrighty. Have a good night, guys.
All right, see you,
And
Nick.
gals.
Thank you.
Yep.
So as everybody's logging off here, I'll probably do the same here momentarily. I'll give you guys the rundown. If you guys have questions, now is the time to drop in chat. I'll try to get to them. But just the overview, we have this line of showers and storms that's pushing through West Michigan here. It's currently not severe warned. However, the National Weather Service in Grand Rapids has blanketed these counties from Lansing over to Holland, down to Benton Harbor, over toward Albion in a what we call a special weather statement, and that is for some nickel-sized hail as well as 40-mile-per-hour winds. If we look at the velocity, which is a wind shear rotation tracker, again, nothing really significant with these storms. It's just, again, some rumbles of thunder as well as some gusty winds and some nickel-sized hail. So nothing severe at this time, although severe weather does remain possible if you are south of Grand Rapids, Lansing, and we'll go ahead and say Flint, south of this area. You have a severe threat tonight. So it's a low-end severe threat. However, it is definitely a threat to monitor, but not to be overly too concerned about. We do have some increased velocity showing up here in Hillsdale County that could potentially spark a warning. It does appear to be a warning criteria here. If we look at our velocity correlation on the bottom, it's approaching 60 miles per hour, which the threshold is 58 for severe storms. So if that goes warm, we're going to hop on that. That's in southern Hillsdale County, moving out of state very soon. So if you're in Cambria, Camden, Ransom, and then Northwest, Middle Lake, and then if you're in Ohio, Pioneer, Bridgewater Center, you may have some gusty winds heading your way there with that storm in Hillsdale County. Outside of that area, nothing else concerning for the velocity. And also back to the west into Indiana and the Chicago area, we do have a potential line that is currently severe warned in Gary, Indiana, that is pushing up into southwest Michigan. There is potential that line could maintain its strength and push into southwest Michigan. That could spark some wind and hail. But again, that is going to be the overview. The severe threat will continue overnight into tomorrow morning. The severe threat for tomorrow in the afternoon is confined to the far southeast corner of Michigan. Again, this is based on this afternoon's models. I have not looked at this evening's models, and we also have the overnight models to look at. But right now, the severe threat is confined to the very far southeast portion of the state tomorrow. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them now, and I'll probably hop off here right around midnight. We have still 85 people watching. We appreciate you guys hopping on here and keeping yourselves informed. It's almost midnight. We have 83 guys on here. You guys are awesome. So shout out to you guys for staying informed and supporting us. Joe says she has learned more about weather in the past 2 days than she has in the past 40 years, thanks to us. So we appreciate that. We do educational posts a lot. So yeah, if you have any questions about weather, feel free to ask us. We'll do our best to answer them. Is Monroe County in the clear? So right now, Monroe County is in the clear. However, we do have the potential for more storms later on this evening. Isolated pop-up storms are possible, especially if you are in Monroe County and Lenawee County. There may be some more development popping up along this line here that may push to the east-northeast. But some pop-ups are possible, but also watching this line back here push in. If this maintains strength, it'll be into Monroe County, probably closer to 4 or 5 in the morning, the way it's moving. Maybe 3 to 5, I'd say. Right now, it looks like it's picking up some steam, so it's moving a bit quicker. But I'd say right around 3 to 5 a.m. it'll probably continue if it continues and holds strength. That is the only question that I have here. Never mind, I have a few more. Who is a chaser in Northeast Lenawee County? How do I contact him directly? I do not. You're probably talking to me here. I live in Northeast Lenawee County. You can message me if you have any questions, Michael. You message the page. Do I think that line is going to reach Hillsdale? It's really hard to say. The environment is favorable for severe weather, but the overall threat that this line is maintaining strength, it looks like it's already weakened a little bit. Then it's starting to kind of reorganize a little bit. So it's kind of hard to tell. I do think it's going to continue to weaken. I don't think Hillsdale has a very high severe potential. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to, knock on wood here, but I just don't see it being severe that far east. But again, I'm not going to completely say no. Ashley says, when do we decide to go out and chase? So we forecast these events well in advance. So we know 3, 4, sometimes a week out that we're watching a potential system. When we get down to about the 3-day time frame, we start nailing down specifics. And by the late day 2 into the day 1 time frame, we're looking at target areas. How do we decide where to go? We look at models and look at ingredients like wind shear, instability, overlap, trigger of the storms. There's a lot that goes into this. It's very, very confusing to those who aren't familiar with meteorology. It's very confusing, but basically we just watch models, and once we get down to the day 2 time frame, so the day before the event, we're looking at like real-time data and stuff like that. Amanda, the tornado threat is very low tonight. It's non-zero, meaning that there is a very, very small chance that a storm may spin up a weak tornado, but right now the environment is not favorable for tornadoes. So the answer to that would be highly unlikely. Alexis, Monroe actually had 2 decent storms today. One near Stony Point, which is on the north side of Monroe. I know it's not Monroe proper, but the reason we actually started this stream was because we had rotation on the secondary storm that formed directly south of the downtown Monroe area. And that may have produced a water spout once it got onto Erie. So Monroe actually just missed out twice today. So yeah, it's not you didn't miss it completely. Michael, yeah, it is safe up in Bay City. Just some rain overnight and into the morning hours tomorrow. I think you're in the clear, though. I don't think there's anything up there right now. In fact, I can tell you there's nothing up there. I have a radar in front of me. Nothing up there right now. Again, there is some increased velocities in southern Hillsdale County near Cambria, heading into the Ohio area, the border of Ohio here momentarily. 40 to 50 mile per hour winds if you're in southern Hillsdale County. That's all I see that would warrant any watching for severe weather. So anything for Tecumseh. Tecumseh right now, you're in the clear. We do have a storm in Hillsdale pushing to the east-southeast that may clip you with rain. Pop-up storms are possible, as well as that line out west is moving in. That's also possibly impactful to Lenawee County, but severe weather threat would be low. Tomorrow for Coldwater, just storms and some rain. Severe weather is looking more probable to the east in the Lenawee, Monroe, Wayne, and Washtenaw counties. So Coldwater, you're a little bit too far west. Again, I have not looked at evening models. It's been a very busy day here at MSC, so we've been monitoring the radar all day and getting forecasts out. We have not looked at this evening's models that came out for tomorrow. We'll get a forecast up tomorrow morning, though. So if you're interested in severe weather threat for tomorrow, if any exists, we'll have it on the page by around noon, probably before that. Everybody in Michigan tomorrow is going to see a chance of rain storms. So for those of you asking about tomorrow, I'll just go ahead and blanket you guys and say the entire state is in the threat for rain and storms. However, the threat for severe weather should be tied down to the Lenawee, Monroe, Washtenaw, and Wayne County areas. Michael, where are you at for the tournament? You may be rained out, honestly. Last model that I looked at, there was some pretty widespread rain falling in the morning hours. I know we had some questions about people flying out of Metro Detroit Airport. Looking at the models at that point in time, it was raining for quite a while tomorrow morning. It depends on where you're at, though. Essexville. So I'll go ahead and pull that up on a map here so I know exactly where you're talking about. I want to say I know where it's at, but I don't want to guess. So, all right, you're way up there by Bay City. So, Bay City, I'm looking at the model now on my phone. So you have the complex pushing into West Michigan now will head up your way. The model here has it impacting you right around 4 a.m., lasting into the morning hours. It seems to clear out. You may be clear. According to this model, there may be a chance of an isolated storm around noon. But this model keeps you clear up by Bay City, at least until the afternoon. You do have some storms firing up around you, but to your south as well. Looking at the other model we use, which is the NAM, which has been more accurate, it appears that your chances of rain are a little bit higher in this model, but still mainly to your south up there. So it's kind of a 50-50 chance. I think you'd be good, though. More pop-ups in Van Buren County. So, yeah, we are watching that area here as well as the area in Indiana pushing up toward Berrien County in southwest Michigan. Rhonda says her alerts are all ready. Yeah, I got my alert radio already programmed, ready to go. So if anything happens, you'll probably hear it in the background. I'll have to run off and shut it off real quick. But Pontiac tomorrow, just rain. Katie, sorry I missed you there. So Pontiac is just rain and storms tomorrow. Nothing severe. Seeing trying to locate some better reports out of Indiana. I don't see any severe reports coming out of this line. So again, we have a couple areas of severe weather that we're kind of monitoring. Potential severe weather. I'm not going to say it's severe weather now, but the potential for severe weather along this line here in the Kalamazoo area is it's a low end threat with this, but it's possible that these storms could become severe. We don't really show anything on velocity here, just some scattered downbursts that could be ongoing, small hail as well. Nothing here signifies severe weather at this point. But again, special weather statement does exist for nickel-size hail as well as 40-mile-per-hour winds. So the main threat, I would say, is with this line back here, which is pushing east and slightly north. Nothing significant at this time. We have one warning here just to the south of the Michigan border that's pushing up into the South Bend, so Niles, Sturgis area. Eventually, with the next hour or two, we'll be talking to you guys if this holds together. This is for a wind gust up to 60 and also tagged with a tornado possible. If we look at our rotation tracker on velocity here, we pause our radar. We really don't see much of anything here indicating rotation on this storm. There may be a little bit of area back there near Cedar Lake, Crown Point, Valparaiso. There may be something right here. But again, I'd like to see a lot stronger signal than that if we're talking a tornado. That's just a little clutter that catches my eye. If we go to a radar that's a little bit closer to the ground. So when you talk about spin-up tornadoes in these complexes like this one, you have the leading edge gust front, which is pretty visible here if we look along the leading edge of this. And sometimes what will happen is a part of that leading edge will bump out, pretty small area, like bump out like that. And in that, when you have that bump out, you have winds that kind of rush in this way and winds that kind of rush up that way. And we have quick spin-up tornadoes. So that's going to be a low-end threat, especially up here in Michigan. The instability is a little higher down in Indiana, so it may actually stay in Indiana as the evening goes on. But again, severe threat will continue in the Southwest Michigan area. I believe they did not issue a severe watch. I believe the mesoscale discussion ended at midnight. I believe that they did not issue one. I don't see it issued here, and I believe that expired. So it does not appear at this moment that they're going to issue a severe thunderstorm watch. So that's good news. They think the environment might be on the weakening end. But again, it doesn't mean that severe weather is not going to happen. It's still very possible that we could get some higher wind gusts as well as some large hail with this. And then again, a very low, very, very low threat of a tornado, but not a zero threat. Going back up here in Michigan to this cluster that is formed. Again, nothing here signifies any significant wind or hail. It's just going to be some garden variety thunderstorms with probably a good light show. In fact, we've actually confirmed we've had a lot of good hail. Not hail. Wow, I'm getting tired, guys. A lot of good lightning. We actually have a video on our page of the lightning sent in to us from Kimberly. We appreciate that from her. But otherwise, with that being said, guys, I'm going to check chat one more time. I'll probably hop off here and just kind of monitor. I don't want to be live if there's not really much to monitor here. The line makes you nervous. Brianna, yeah, I understand that. Right now, though, the threat for severe weather with that line is low. Again, it's an isolated threat. It's not going to be a very widespread severe threat. So chances are you're not going to see severe weather, but isolated spots will. You know, it's not going to be a widespread thing where everybody's going to see a severe warning or whatever. It's going to be pretty localized to a county or two. So you should relax tonight if you can. You'll probably get woken up by some thunder if you get woken up easily. But other than that, I would say the severe threat is on the downtrend here. Hello, Julie. That Boeing 7 may reach Michigan, but it's right now looking like it's about to it's not looking likely to be severe all the way over. It'll probably stay organized as rain, but the severe weather and wind threat will probably not make it over to the eastern side. When will it be in Hastings? Let me go ahead and make sure I know where Hastings is at. That's where I thought it was, right by the... Okay, so Hastings with that line, you're looking at, I'd say 45 minutes to an hour. I thought Hastings was up by Lansing, but it's actually closer to Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo there. So good thing I looked at that. Central Michigan, define Central Michigan. So right now we have this line pushing into Central Michigan. It really is kind of depends on where you define Central Michigan. So right now we have this line pushing through Kalamazoo, heading up toward Lansing. It will probably hold together for a while as it crosses into Central Michigan. Severe weather threat up to the 96 corridor, anywhere south of Grand Rapids or Flint is in a severe threat. But yeah, Central Michigan, this initial line, you're looking probably for Central Michigan, looking for just for rain and storms at this time, nothing severe. Mount Pleasant, you're in the clear, just some rain tonight, later on tonight. John, you are Algenac. I don't believe that's in Southeast Michigan. I don't recognize that name. I live in Southeast. Is that up in Northeast Michigan? I guess it is over there by okay, so you're way over there by Canada. So Algenac, you are more than likely in the clear for severe weather, although the marginal risk will extend close to you. It's not, it's not going to be a significant threat tonight. I think the storms are going to be on a weakening trend as they push eastward, so you should be clear, just some rainstorms. Hillsdale County, you do have some rain over you right now. Southern Hillsdale has some gusty winds, but otherwise the severe threat right now is low for Hillsdale. And again, everything looks low this evening as this line in Indiana is pushing up towards Michigan. We'll see if anything can develop with it, but we would expect it to mainly stay south of the border here. Looking at it, looks like it's trending a little bit northward, but for the most part, it may stay in Indiana and brush the southern part of Michigan, south of 94, especially Jackson, Lenawee. Same story here. Severe threat is possible, although it does not look likely at this time. You do have some storms pushing in to Jackson County here in the next hour or so. And then Lenawee, I'd be more concerned about this line in Indiana. If it continues on its northeast track, I'd be more concerned closer to 4 or 5 in the morning, although severe weather threat does appear to be low. Ashley says good thunder in Battle Creek. So with that being said, guys, I'm probably going to hop off here. We've been live for 3.5 hours. And then we are also live about 3.5 hours earlier. So 7.5 hours today of solid streaming for us. So we put a lot of work in today. We're tired. I've been up since right around 5 in the morning. So I'll stay up until we know for certain that this line is not going to be severe. But again, guys, we appreciate you guys watching. I'll be watching off air, and I'll have my stream ready to go live in case it's needed. But for right now, isolated severe threat south of I-96, a low-end severe threat in southeastern Michigan, a higher threat, but still not a very high threat, if that makes sense. Like a low-end threat in western Michigan and a very low-end threat in eastern Michigan, if that makes sense. With that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and log off here. And like I said, I'll be watching. If anything I catch happens, I will go live again. So I appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, hit that like button on the stream. I'll go ahead and log off here. So again, thanks, guys, and good night to you all if I don't see you again in the next coming hours.